Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream, man. How are we doing today? You guys have a good weekend, did ya? Hopefully, it was a good one. Mine was okay. Mine was okay, actually. Apart from YouTube absolutely crapping the bed over the weekend, guys. It broke and it, like, shafted all my videos over the weekend. But, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It was totally broken, man. Like, comments were, like, knackered site-wide for, like, I don't want to say a majority, but a massive amount of creators. Like, people were in the Discord saying, you know, I can't see comments on any of the videos I'm watching. I couldn't even see them on my dashboard. I think it was affecting the videos in general going out. It was a whole mess. Actually, YouTube got back in touch with me and they did get it sorted by the looks of things. I think it's just that they've been rolling out so many new updates recently, haven't they? You know, like the new player and stuff like that. And I guess it happens, right? It happens as they're changing things. It's expected for there to be problems, right? But how are we, guys? How are we? Did you have a good one? Did you have a good weekend? We are back, continuing on with chapter 11, of course. We've got a couple of things to talk about in the space as well. Not massive amounts, but I wanted to take... People have been pinging me with the ZZZ stuff, and apparently I've been seeing a bunch of videos. They're cooking with upcoming content. Another game that I haven't been playing much of recently, which I wouldn't mind getting back to be fair. Wuthering Waves and Zenless are two games that I've kind of dropped off, but I actually have got a desire to want to play ZZZ. ZZZ is just I don't know, I just find it more interesting, intriguing, so we might hop back into ZZZ if this upcoming patch looks like it cooks. I'm interested in that. But yeah, guys, I uploaded a video a little bit earlier as well if you want to check it out. Yeah, I need to have another go at Vector, actually. I'm not expecting, obviously, to finish it because it's my account is just not there. But I want to at least try and have a go because I think, what is it, the Mechanists after this stage? And I can clear this stage. I just need to put a bit of time into it because, like, I literally keep clearing. It's just an adjustment on some positions and maybe a bit better skill timing, and we're good to go, if I'm honest. I've, like, broke the back of that stage, so... we should really try that at some point. But let me get chat up, man. Anticast, what's going on? Ducklord Ends, welcome. Flixerine, welcome to the stream. Morphis, welcome to the stream. Vec12 is unironically the hardest stage ever in Arknights in the first week. Really? Okay. I know a lot of people are saying it's like the hard content. Yeah, YouTube was scuffed over the weekend, dude. I first reached out to YouTube. I think I was one of the first people to actually tweet at them. And they just came back with the usual... Is it affecting all devices? What devices are affected? Try logging in and out. Clear your cookies, clear your cache. It's like, that's not the problem. Sent him an image saying it's not just me. It's happening to YouTubers all over the place. I'm getting people coming into my Discord as well. So it's not even just me from like, affecting my channel and me seeing other people's channels. Like, it's literally... I'm actually in my Arknights attire. So we're a real Arknights content creator today, chap. We're dressed for the occasion. 2 seconds. Oh yeah, as well. Excuse me. Oh well, no, yeah. But I was speaking the other day about a sponsorship that might have been happening on the channel, which was a really cool one. But I don't think it's going to be happening now. And that's from my end. I decided that company, the product, everything was perfect, but the size was the issue. And they do offer differing sizes, but when I was like putting that to them, they was like, yeah, we're not doing that kind of thing. And I was just like, yeah, all right, then I'm gonna have to leave it. It was pretty cool. Electric adjustable desk light, which I've actually been planning to buy. So it was a really good fit for me because it was actually one of those products where you can be like, I actually use this and this is just something I wanted. But yeah, the way I've got things set up, I've got a triple monitor set up. It just wasn't gonna work. You know what I mean? But I've told them, like, you know, any future endeavors you wish to involve me in, I would be down because it's a really good opportunity, but. You know what I mean? Doing great, suffering, trying to get pulls of Jesse Cats. Shoulder drip. I'm sure you can imagine what the drip is, right? When you say Arknight strip, right? Do you mean by size? Yeah, well, basically, it was an adjustable desk, and they do, like, on the website for the product. It said they go from 120 to 200, right? So I was like, sweet, sweet. I need at least a 140 to 160, right? Perfect size for me, really, because that leaves me to be able to have my triple monitor setup. I can go smaller, but then that would require me to buy like a new monitor mounting mat, which I'm not against. But I was just like, yeah, I don't know if this is really gonna be, good for my setup the way it is at the moment. Because I do want a bit of a smaller desk. I don't want to go that small. So I'm probably just going to end up buying one myself, to be fair, from somewhere else, like, or maybe even through them. Who knows? But yeah, they were really cool though. They've been really cool so far. I haven't had any response back yet, so like I ain't gonna name the company just in case something happens. And they do come back and go, actually, we were able to work something out. Like, obviously, it's a sponsorship. I don't expect them to, I know they do products at different size, but of course, I'm sure they've got certain things for deals where they're like, this is the specific product we want to get out there, especially for like Black Friday and everything. And I'm like, yeah, probably just not gonna work. Not gonna work. He's playing cosplaying cruise. The Phantom Alt event is in 3 days. Yeah, man. We need to get Tragodia. Guys, we did a little bit of Enfield funding again yesterday. I bought a headhunting pack. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself, chat. I'm doing my part, okay? I'm doing my part for the development of Enfield. So, Enfield, Hypergryph, Griffline, get me in the fucking beta, please. Please. Because it's not cool if I don't get in. And I'm not funding it anymore. That's a lie, but still. Hey, Kathy, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for your patronage. No worries. Alright, let's switch off. I get started then, shall we? Let's get it going, boys. Alright then. So yeah, I've got the Arknights content creator drip on, boys. You know, it's what you gotta do, dead end. At some point you gotta wear a vest. Apparently, it's the wife beater attire. That's when you're officially a real Arknight CC, apparently. So there you go. How are we doing? Yo, Tyler won, you know. Damn, man. To be fair, I'm not the tallest, but I'm not that small, am I? Oh. How's it going anyway, though? Easy, welcome to the stream. You should get one, do it. I've still got to get my doctor cosplay sorted, man. Showing the armpit all over the screen. My bad. I apologise. I'm sorry. It's just a bit warm in my office today, and because Rosie set the Christmas tree up, it's one of them awkward plugs, because I've got the extension lead there. It's one of them awkward shaped plugs that I can't put the fucking other plug in next to it. So, I had to unplug the AC. It's a bit warm. I know, she really likes it, Kathy, actually. She signed up for the beta, but she didn't get in, unfortunately. I uploaded a video of it over the weekend, but YouTube fucked me, man. Like, there was a massive site-wide bug with the comments, and it shafted my uploads over the weekend. They just didn't. Like, I put a video up today, and within like 30 minutes, it got more views than that one did over the weekend. Like, it was just ruined. So I was just like, that's why I didn't even bother streaming. I was like, you know what? I'm taking the weekend again. YouTube told me to fuck off. Yeah, you probably wouldn't, Kathy. Nobody did, to be fair. The video bombed. It bombed, like, you know what I mean? So, but is what it is, right? Is what it is. When I have my mouse of your vid just posted, it shows the funniest thing to me. What's that? Another game for Nintendo to sue. Right? Their lawyers are fucking on it now. They're sifting through the content, rubbing their hands. Boys, I think we might have a payday. I mean, do you know what though? What I've noticed, and you know, a lot of people from the Animal Crossing community, they're incredibly hyped for it, because from what I'm hearing from them, and of course I haven't played Animal Crossing, so I can't say, but what they're saying like it looks like an improvement on Animal Crossing. So, you know, I think it's got the potential to have find its audience. Whether they're gonna, it depends on how they monetize it, right? If it's gonna be gacha, whether it's just going to be monetized in another way. Is it going to be a bad monetization system? Are they going to be able to find that healthy middle ground? There's a big audience for it, right? And we know in the gacha space as well, there's a big female contingent. You know, look at lads, look at Infinity Nikki. You know what I mean? They're games that are doing incredibly well. Now, it's a different kind of game to like lads, because that's I suppose a little bit more for the female gooners. But you know, there's a big female player base that really likes those sort of cozy life slice of life games, isn't that? You know, Rosie, perfect example. And if you just look at like Animal Crossing demographics and the content creators and that, it's a lot of girls, isn't it? Yeah, man. You know what? I hope they pull it off. I'll give it a whirl, man. I'll give it a whirl myself. It's not targeted at me, like, but I'm down to try it out. Yeah, true, easy. Yep. Nintendo loves some drama. They do, don't they? They do. Thought it looked better than Animal Crossing. Watch someone play it. Didn't see any gacha or cosmic, maybe. Well, yeah. Well, I think the thing is, with a lot of these games that tend not to have some of those things initiated straight away, I wouldn't even be surprised if they haven't quite come to. But I'm sure they've got the groundwork for monetizing it, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure when it comes to these sort of games, the monetization has to be not locked in, but at least the framework has to be there before they really get into the development, right? Otherwise, what they're going to do at the end of it. So I wouldn't be surprised if like they really don't know exactly how they're going to do it, so they haven't necessarily switched things on just yet. And they'll see how they do it. I'm assuming things like, you know, cosmetics are going to be a thing, right? And I don't know, maybe mats and character skins, stuff like that. Potentially there could be some gacha connected to that somehow. I don't exactly know. Again, they're not like my bread and butter, so like I can't even look at them and go, okay, after playing all of these other games, this is where I could see where they could monetize it. I just don't know. I'm honest. I don't know enough about them type of games to really to really make an educated statement. I'm hoping he's monetized through furniture packs and outfits. Wonder if it would be a paid game rather. Well, this is what I've been thinking as well. Who, like, because Hoyo are working on, but we know for a fact 3 games they're working on, right? I am privy to believe there's another 2. And I mentioned this like a year ago. There was 5 potential games working on. Now, some of them might cross over, and the 2 games might have just been 1, but things are worded a bit badly in the job openings. But if they potentially are working on 3 to 5 games, who's to say that they don't try something different, right? You know, we're gonna go in a subscription-based MMO type thing here with cosmetics. This is just another gacha game, and this might be a potential pay game. With it being Hoyo, and I'm going to lean to believe that it's probably going to be free to play. But it would be interesting if they did switch it up, right? And just went straight down a box price game. Be interesting to see. Yeah, what's going on, mate? Just passing here to say the fact that you reached this far with only E1 proves you actually like Arknights. Well, fair point, but I'll tell you straight away, I do. I like Arknights, right? It's kind of weird. Again, this is why I'm willing to try that petite planning, right? Probably not going to get into it, but when I first looked at Arknights, I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. This is not for me. And here we are, right? Here we are. It's my favourite gacha game at the moment, you know? Honestly, it's might be my favourite game at the moment. Now, in the history of games, no. But at the moment, for sure, man. It's a fire fucking game, man. You know? AK glazing time. Always AK glazing time. Suffering party is what makes it fun and rewarding. Yeah, you're onto something here. He probably likes it. You're still gonna try Vector 8? Yeah, I need to clear stage 3. Well, I've pretty much cleared it. I just some positioning changes. I don't think I'll get past the mechanics or whatever it is. That's how you felt as well. Sometimes people play gachas just for the sake of playing it, but they don't actually care about the game that much. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think especially in the CC space sometimes. I think sometimes I think people can start getting success with the game. Not that I have, like, I'm a tiny channel that, you know, this is just, I love it. I love doing this. I like making content, right? But I think sometimes what can happen with CCs is they can get runaway success with a game. and they end up... I'm not trying to call out CCs, and this is not a problem at the end of the day. If it's a job, it's a job. Not everybody has to like the job, but they don't actually, you know, the game isn't a passion for them. It's just it's a successful thing that they've done. But yeah, man, I really like Arknights. I do. You love it even more when you eat too. I'm shocked everyone this game has drawn me in. Hello there, Zera. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you ain't gonna go past Vec 12 with E2. Yeah, I don't think I'd even get that far, if I'm honest. Yes, I'm going to be Kathy, yeah. What time does it launch on the 14th? Is it going to be the 15th for us in the UK? Is it going to be like 2 o'clock in the morning for us? So I am going to play it. Because Rosie's got a surgery Wednesday, so I won't be around Wednesday. Might not be around Thursday, but I'll be back for Friday. But I'm thinking, what we on? It's going to be Tuesday 11th, Wednesday 12th, 13th. Is it going to be Friday? Is it for us? And I have a big skill issue with Vec 12 the broken buffs was hard for me. Hey, I'm with you there, man. I've got a major skill issue. And it's called being fucking stupid, to be fair. Arknights exposes that, doesn't it, really? You know? You know? Okay. I'm just actually stupid by the looks of things. Right. Got outmaneuvered by a 2D chibi gacha game. 14th Friday. So yeah, it's I don't know, Friday or Saturday, you're right. You brought the pre-launch pack. Oh really? What was the pack? What was the pack? So you know where wins meet? Is it an MMO? Or is it just like got co-op options to me? So now that Sword of Justice is an MMO, right? And that doesn't look that great, but that looks like it's got some cool stuff in it. Where Wins Meet does. Hello, Min Man. Oh, welcome to the stream. Jamie as well. Hello. So, guys, it does look like Stella saw it. We've got a post from Arknights Enfield as well, guys. It's just a little Perlica post, but I thought we'd have a little look at it to rep our girl Perlica, you know. Considering she's the new, or at least it feels like she's the new bunny, right? She's the new Amia. But it seems like they're angling for anyway. Yo, Justin, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Dr. Silverman probably cleared all the vector breakthrough with 2-4, so probably. Yeah, there's, like I say, some of the stages, like, obviously, I know I'm not a good player in the game. Like, I'm just having fun with the challenge. But there has been moments in the game where, like, you know, people are like, I don't think this is, I don't think it's happening, Pix. And then when we've managed to do it, it's been like, fuck, feels so good. I'm like, you know what? I actually feel really good about that clear. And then people are like, I check it, this from this player and this from this player. And then I watch it, I'm like, yeah, all right, sweet, nice. Cheers on, lads. Feel shit now. You know? My clear was pretty fucking shit, really. You know? Pretty fucking shit. I mean, so, yeah, guys, again, once again, I'll plug it one last time. I did upload a video. Into the video. Yeah, my bad, shit. I did upload a video earlier on. Check it out. Show it some love. I'm, so far, let me check the like to dislikes, actually, because usually, especially, because I can be quite critical with Wuthering Waves, even when I was playing it a lot, that's 95% like to dislike at the moment. They usually, hey, it is what it is, right? They usually tend to do a little bit worse on the like to dislikes, because we were players and not the biggest fans of critical things on the game a lot of the time. I found. I haven't really played much IS since, dude. I need to get back to it. We are going to, I think, once you've done chapter 11, do I need to do what side stories are really pertinent to do between 11 and 12, chat? Because I want to do 11, obviously. I want to do 12. I want to do Babel, Long Trail. And I think once we've done them, I think we might have like a week where we really concentrate. True, Zara, true. Where we really concentrate on bashing out some IS and actually like really starting to lock in on that a little bit. And then really like, you know, push on to catching up with the story, because I do want to get to that point when I'm caught up with the story. So while I'm waiting for story, then I can just lock in on IS and other stuff in the game and events. When events come out, really like try my best to clear events and stuff. That's the plan anyway. I can't wait for you to suffer IS5 ending 4 and 5. Not like you can clear it right now anyways. I'm so looking forward to you playing 14 and 15 though. Maybe next year. To be fair, it probably will be. It will be, right? Because like we've got what? We've got 6 weeks. 6 weeks really. We do a lot of yapping. I am gonna have a like on the run up to Christmas now. We are gonna have some lock-in streams though, where we really just like smash the game out. So I'm hoping Chapter 11 shouldn't be too much of a problem, right? Chapter 12 is the one apparently is people are saying. I've got people saying I don't think you're going to clear it E1, so we'll have to see. People said they read Chapter 8 as well, but we did it, so we'll have to see. I think 11, 13, 14 shouldn't take us too long, right? I think Chapter 12 will be the one that really we might get bogged down in on, yeah? I haven't seen it properly. I've been linked to posting ready. Have they put anything up on Twitter or YouTube yet as well? In order to do a different ending than the first ending, you need E2 units. Chapter 15 is peak, mechanic wise and story wise. Yeah, I really enjoyed Chapter 10 as well. I thought the mechanics in Chapter 10 were brilliant. And, you know, obviously, setting Victoria right. You know, so Chapter 10, I had a blast with. And Chapter 11 has already started off really good as well. 12, 14, 15, you're not going to E1, but you can try. You reckon? Yeah, Chapter 12 is really brutal. Also, read to be continued up to Necessary King after finishing Chapter 14, right? Now, Chapter 11 is a good, clear. 12 might be when the most roadblocks come from. Right, okay. 12 solves you of everything. Not sure if you saw my comment about women's meet. You play how you want, single player, co-op, or MMO. Swap change when you... Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I'm looking to give that a try. I'm hoping it's going to be good. Because, I need to go back and give DNA a try, right? And, honestly, it's not like I have the time at the minute where I need a grindy game. Right? I would like a game where I can just, you know, I can bash on stream, but then I can get off stream and I can just bash it as well and have it as one of those games. So yeah, I'm hoping where the winds meet, pitch us right, because for me, again, I've got to give DNA another go. DNA it's just not it for me, right? It's a fine game, really. It's just okay game, right? Or it's just not tickling my balls enough, man. You know what I mean? It's not scratching that itch. Speaking of DNA, Warframe, when? I do need to get it installed. I think we should definitely do a stream before Christmas, right? Hope Rosie gets on okay. Yeah, she should be alright. It's just she's having a watch. It's done a wisdom teeth, but she's decided to have both done at the same time. But like the way hers are, they've got. I can't remember exactly what the issue is. I think they're impacted. Someone else, but like they've got to go in from the side and like put her gums open from there and like put them off that way and then fetch them out like that. And she was worried that once she had the one side done, she wouldn't want to go back to have the other side done, and she's been waiting like 4 years to get it done now. So she was like, I'll just have them done at both at the same time. And there was like, probably not the best thing to do. We'll do it, but there was like, you're probably gonna feel it. So yeah, but she's probably gonna be a bit knocked about. I'm hoping Enfield scratches that itch for me. Yeah, I can't wait for Enfield. You know, in regards to like, does anybody know when like you mean the creative thing? Do you get access just because of that, or am I still running the gambit? I'm hoping that like, you know, I'm gonna get special treatment. Please. Yo, Super, what's up, dude? I'm gonna think Chapter 12 is gonna be easier than 10. All right, okay. Welcome to the stream as well, dude. Now that I think about it, I remember that Chapter 12 boss is not mandatory to enter Chapter 30, but clearing it might finally require you to E2 just have enough HP. Okay. At least Chapter 14 is pretty easy, so you can have a break. Yeah, well, Chapter 9 was like that, really. You know, like, Chapter 9 was like, okay, whew, you know? Because Chapter 8 was, like, Chapter 8 was, yeah, you know, quite a couple of stages in that were like genuine. I don't want to say roadblocks because obviously we got past them, but really had to think about how you was playing the game. Do you know what I mean? It was like everything that I'd learned. Obviously, you was able to apply those things you'd learned, but it was just, yeah, it was a curveball, you know, because you were comfortably in a way of doing things. And then was it R88? Obviously JT8 3, but R88 was just like, that stage was just a puzzle in itself, right? I really enjoyed doing that stage actually, because to me that was like the quintessential Arknights experience from what I see it as. That you go into a stage, obviously you guys who played the game for a lot longer can go in with a lot more confidence and an idea of what you're gonna do. But like for me, it was that quintessential experience of like, right, okay, go in, have no idea what the fuck you're doing, try some stuff, it totally fails. Okay, try some other stuff, it totally fails. You do that a few more times, and then you start to think, okay, one thing goes right, and you're like, okay, I think I've figured that one thing out now, but I've still got all these other things to figure out. And then you slowly get the pieces to the puzzle, and then you know, okay, I know what I've got to do now. Now I've just got to apply it. It was one of those perfect stages for that for me. I really enjoyed R88. Honestly, once you're done with the main story, are you going to eat your units? Probably. That's probably the plan. Like, my challenge. I don't know why I impose this challenge on myself now. The challenge was complete the MSQ. Can we complete the MSQ E1? Right. So, like, I think if we can get caught up at least at E1, then I'll be like, you know what? I think we've done what we set out to do. Right now we can. Because like I am genuinely excited to E2 because there's a whole part of the game I haven't experienced yet, and I do want to experience it. No, I mean, I do things by throwing wrenches until it works. Well, I'll do that as well sometimes. You know, or sometimes you do something, it works out, and you're like, okay, I definitely planned that. That wasn't a total, you know, mistake. I planned that out. It was all perfectly planned there. It came together, right? When you're sitting there thinking, I don't know, that just worked. You know what I mean? This is basically the processing vector for me. Real EM players only follow guides. Yeah, you haven't even seen the true player of the cute monster yet. So I think this as well. I have been lucky, haven't I? Like, it's almost been kind of plot armor for this game, because in terms of the units I've got, they've been really good units for E1 as well. You know what I mean? Which has been perfect, really. You know, like all PP was plot armor. You haven't done EX? I've done some of the EX ages. And to be fair, I need to go back and do more of those. I definitely think there is plenty that I can knock out, but for sure, there's going to be ones where it's just like, yeah, you know, I either just don't have enough damage or I just don't have the HP for this. But even then, it can be done. Whether I can do it's a different question, right? You know. Yeah, definitely. I think, really for me, insanely clutch operators throughout my time. Ascalon, Bull PP, Lappy Alta. Who else? Monster's insane now, right? But I think if I had to pick three, like probably the most clutch for me, Inez is like just insane, right? But yeah, Ascalon's carried so many stages, like so many. And you know what as well? Special mention for Silence. Silence has been ridiculous through my playthrough. You know, she's been invaluable. She's been actually ridiculous. So yeah, shout out to Silence as well. Oh, PP off banner was insane, not just a little top 10 unit in the game, also exact, right? Perfect, right? That's why I think, for me, that is the best 50-50 loss I've ever had in a gacha game. You know, like you say, cracked uni, but perfect timing. a dude to drop for me. It was like plot armor. For real, right, me man? Been a while since you managed to drop by. Welcome back, dude. Welcome back. It's good to see you. What's going on, DJ? Chapter 12, how to bring a therapist or anyone with the Rangers for the Amogus mechanic. Monster's great to E1, to be honest. The rest 2 is very good, even though it lacks a bit of power from the rest. Yeah, well, yeah. She's great for E1 as well. Yeah, what's going on, Choice? It's been a while to join your streams, hasn't it? It's still going good, dude. Still going good. Sean and Pinecon as well. You know what, though? Pinecon was fucking cracked for earlier stages for me, actually. You know, like when I think about, like, obviously great early units, Pinecon, Cruz. I absolutely loved Cruz early on because, like, just simple, put her down, she does the job, but had a great range. You know, she was just for an early player, new player. Cruz is just great as well, right? Silence is the best medic nobody talks about. Yeah, man, Silence is great, man. His drone is just fucking ridiculous. The amount of times that saved me, like, that drone, like, was a big part in GTA 3 as well. Yo, Neo, what's going on, dude? DJ, yeah, I'll check it out after, bro. Welcome. I miss playing Silence. She was my first pullable medic I had outside of Shining. Not gonna lie, if you don't get all PB in the challenge will be very... I like to think we still would have carried on, but I am cognizant of the fact that it was just the most insane pull, right? Like, GTA 3 would have... I do believe I could have got it done, but it would have took a lot longer, because I would have ended up having to dedicate, you know, at least 2 medics to deal with defending against Tal. And plus, I don't know if we'd even been able to defend stall where I was stalling. Like, I feel that the whole plan would have probably had to change, right? But yeah, I like to think that I could have done it, but you know, we'll never know, right? We'll never know. For me, it was tea applesauce, but yeah, there is usually that one healer for many players that carries their ass through the early mid game. Yeah, Silence to me was just brilliant. I love her. I wish I'd invested in Silence when I started. Gauge after 1 month after starting from free pull, and since then didn't need other healers. Excuse me, I got hiccups. Best 50-50 loss was in reverse 1999 when I got the last unit needed for one of my teams, and I was guaranteed to win the next 50-50 since I lost the last one. Right, yeah, exactly, the versatility, right? Just drop it and go kind of thing. Like, even in stages, you know, like the Masses Travels, perfect example there of you chuck it down, shit's awake. You ain't got to worry about not being able to protect units. Like, drop it down, good to go. You know what I mean? Like, it was really good for that as well. For me, it was Lapland Guard version of basic carry most of the... To be fair, Lappy, OG Lappy did some, with the Silence, did some really good carries in some sages, actually. Especially for, you know, the spider sages. Drones are very important in general for a lot of game mechanics where you need to capture spots. Silence is unsung stepmother that works too hard. Yo, what's going on, Casvel? Welcome. Spectre's also great just because she tanks, self-heals, and has an immortality skill. You're not wrong about anything you said about it. The game's become boring and almost pointless. Yeah, I just think, like, you know, if, like, obviously Kuro want to go down the route of just being, like, a story game, it's fine. I've got no issues with it. I don't know if, I feel like at the crux of it, I think the idea of having major patches every 6 months and locking themselves into that, they might have, like, created a rod for her own back. Because it's clear that they can't keep up with that and keep up the content in regards to events, right? Because the last few months have been a perfect proof that they can't. Otherwise, because, you know, the argument that people say is that, well, this is a lull before free print on, and I agree, but it's like, that clearly shows that they haven't got the teams to be able to keep that going and put the resources into 3.0, doesn't he? Unit that carried me the most in early game was Gavial Altar. Spectre S2 plus Luminescence instantly mitigates a stun. Hydrate the fish. From my experience with PGR, Kuro is just very bad at polishing games. I think what it is, I think in a sense, Arknights has made me a little, like, obviously, I've played games outside of gacha, right? So I'm critical to a degree anyway. But in this space, at least, Arknights for me has shown that gameplay loop and gameplay mechanics can expand and progress over time. And I know, obviously, because of its core design, Arknights, it probably allows for that to be implemented a little bit easier. But you see adaptations in mechanics that change the way the game plays and the way you play the game throughout the chapters. You know, chapter 10, perfect example. You know, just bringing in this one mechanic with this other new enemy, and then you're just playing differently, right? You know, bringing in units that I wasn't using so much in terms of like Calcit. Really didn't use Calcit much. Chapter 10, she was fucking clutch. You know what I mean? Like most clutch unit through that chapter. And I think like Wuthering Waves and a lot of the gachas end up falling into this trap of the core gameplay loop itself really just doesn't advance. And I think they attempted to do it with negative status effects, but I don't think they were designed generally well enough and implemented well enough to actually do what I think they were trying to do. Hopefully they can do something in 3.0 where they bring something in and it does change the way that you play the game, because really it does come down to that same old thing of the new unit changes the way you play the game for 24 hours and then it's back to normal, right? And then, like, you know, I think playing Arknights and Chaos Hero Nightmare as well in this space now has shown that there's some true depth in those games. Like, is a good game and has great combat, and I think Kuro was lent too heavily on how hard that really good combat has carried the game in regards to how they design events and endgame, where they're just like, well, the combat's so good, the event only has to give you rewards, really, and then a timer, and it'll work. And I think they've rested on the laurels in that regard, where they should have really been trying to expand on top of it, and I think they've failed in the endgame. And I think they failed in the events as well, personally. I think God only knows why they chose something like Whimpering Waste when they had like Trials Crisis Mode, Depths of Elusive Realm, the even, I know a lot of people don't agree with me on this, you know, the Infinite Battle Simulation. That wasn't perfect, but I think there was something there to be built upon, because that, like, actually you felt like you were playing the game differently sometimes, you know, just like how it was a silly little thing where you just kept stacking damage off plunge attacks. So like you played the game slightly different, and I thought that they could really adapt that each time you played, like adding in different things you did would increase the damage. So it could even make healers and sub DPSs main DPSs in a way by the mechanic of the stage. So you'd be able to be like, right, sweet, I can actually build my support character now and turn them into a DPS because the mechanic that's in the mold. Because like with Wura, it's kind of like Genshin like that, you know, you've got your DPS, you've got your sub DPS, you've got your support, and they kind of just play the same for the most part, don't they? There's not much deviation in how the characters work. There's a little bit, you know, you can fiddle with a bit of tech, maybe. You can maybe switch out a character here and there. You can do like a solo clear, but they don't really play much different, if that makes sense. Where like, perfect example, Chaos Hero Nightmare. I know it's a totally different game, but fundamentally, you know, you can have a healer playing like sub DPS, playing like a DPS. You can switch a character's role from something to something totally different. And I like that. I like that. Now, Arknights doesn't necessarily have that, but there's a little bit of that. But it's the combination in Arknights which changes the whole thing, right? Rather than individual units so much. And I think we were lax at, in my opinion. It's like, I've been seeing this conversation that's been going on at the minute where, you know, Genshin's deeper than Wura and Wura's deeper than Genshin. And I'm like, you know, in comparison to other games, they're both not massively deep, you know? And I don't know, I'd even argue maybe with the elemental system, potentially, maybe. It's like, what is depth, right? Sometimes, you know, I've heard some people stating what they see, what depth is to a game, but I don't see either as massively deep, personally. Yeah. I wonder what's happened to Dong. Yeah, past chapter 11, yeah. Just look, AK text is super inconsistent. Evan holds and siege with my first 6-star. Got they allowed me to clear the first. Even I played, so he goes to show, but playing not the operator. I just hate that we were kills events or endgame modes. The Goodman brings them back somehow. Yeah. I don't understand, like, what their aversion is to like the depths of Elusive Realm. Like they released the game, yeah, and they had a sick mode. Just build on that. Just fuck Terra Adversity. Fuck Whimpering Waste. Just reset them like you have been anyway. I know Whimpering Waste has changed slightly, but the Terra's the Terra. It's got the middle Terra's changed a bit. It's like if they, and maybe they have, maybe 3.0 drop share. Depths come back bigger and better, and it's like a true, like, fucking dungeon crawling roguelike mode that really has something to it with some replayability as well. Maybe they'll cook, you know. But I don't know, man. I'm just worried that we're gonna have a really cool new area, which is great, and a really cool story. But after 20 hours, it's like, cool, alright, I'm back to the same thing again now. You know what I mean? I mean that's the biggest negative of Wuthering Waves. Like, again, it's Neo Genshin, right? I know people hate that, and I don't mean in terms of like the game's the same game, because it's not, because they're clearly different games. But I mean in terms of the way they're running the game, right? So I don't want people to think that, oh, what you compare, because they're not, they're different games. They are. They've got totally different combat, really. But I mean in terms of the way they run the game, the way they're handling endgame content and such, and I think it has less of an excuse because it's a much newer game, so you'd expect them to evolve, wouldn't you? I think that's where it falls down a little bit, personally. Arknights also failed this endgame for the first 2 to 3 years. Yeah, like say, we might come good, right? They might come good. I think for Wuthering Waves though, that I don't think Arknights had. They didn't have the hindsight, did they? You know, like we would have had the hindsight. They're building a game, in terms of the way they're building it off the bones of another game, and they're falling into some of the same pitfalls which they didn't need to do because they've got the blueprint there, right? You know, to improve upon, and I think they failed in a lot of areas. They did a good job in some areas, but I think, you know, I think they could have took it a bit further, personally. It used to be fun because you could do silly gimmick builds and just get high and clears. Nowadays with the new difficult content, yeah, no. Whose appeal comes from execution rather than team building. Yeah. As I say, like, it's, for me, it's combat. I think it's great. It is really good action-based reaction combat, right? You know, you can be mechanically expressive with it in a really cool way. But other than that, they've not built upon top of it. I feel like and maybe 3.0 might prove me wrong, right? I think there's been so much potential to just keep building on top of what Weaver's had to offer to really potentially build something incredibly special. And whatever happens to like events and stuff, but in terms of the combat gameplay, Lou, I feel like it could have been, because I genuinely think it's really, really well designed. And I think layering on top of it is the way to go, but I feel like they've gone, right, that works. And it's this kind of argument of, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I think when it comes to a live service game, you don't have to necessarily fix it. I do think tweaking it is needed, isn't it? Or applying, like, kind of like what Arknights does, you know? The core element's the same element, or they add in new mechanics, don't they? That twist things just enough. It's like, oh, okay. I feel like I'm playing you know, this is totally different. You know, at the core of it, I'm still playing quintessentially the same game, but it's also quite drastically different as well. I think Arknights do a really good job at that. I just never really like we were in general, just never clicked. I mean, that's fair. I feel like Kuro is not a company that really likes to evolve, to be honest. I think it'd be interesting to see what they do with this next game, because so far what we've seen from Kuro is them follow paths that have already been trodden, and that's not a bad thing to do when you're creating something. I'm not knocking them, but they haven't really, you know, they've not gone, okay, this is our thing now, right? You know what I mean? As I say, I don't look at Wuthering Waves as a copycat of Genshin. I don't. You know, Super made a great point of this, you know, in his video, and I've spoken about this before. But I think the way they run the game and the way they deal with content, they have emulated to some degree. And I think that's where they failed. So I think when we was at its worst is when it tries to copy Genshin. And not because those things in Genshin are bad. I just don't think it translates over so well. When they tend to branch off and try and do their own thing that's a little bit more unique, that's when I think they're shine. And I'd just like Kuro to do that a bit more. Take a few more risks, you know. Do something that's like, you know, kind of what Zenless do, where they pump out a bunch of different stuff. A bunch might be total trash. Like, there's some real gems here and there. I'd like to see them do that, you know. Throw some stuff at the wall and whatever sticks, keep it. And the problem is, some of the stuff does stick, and then like, yeah, we're going to ignore that. Who wants Trials Crisis Mode and Depths of Elusive Realm? You want Whimpering Race, right? What? That game mod's sick. You know? Oh man, I hate that mode. I hate that mode. And I hate the Terra as well. ZZZ does what I wish we did with their characters on it evolves. I think Kuro has shown they can improve drastically, but now where they really need that improvement, they don't want to improve. Yeah. No, they've definitely... One thing I'll always say, Kuro, they've got some incredibly talented people working there. They can make good stuff, can't they? They can. Like, you know, I don't know about... Obviously, if you guys aren't into Uwa, for me, 2.0 Renacita was a peak patch. Like, so well done, right? That was like an actual genuine elevation to the game. Flying was a great mechanic, but I also think it was a double-edged sword as well. It kind of... I think when you bring in things like that, it brings with problems with it. But I think the positives outweighed the negatives. You know, so I'm hopeful that I don't think 3.0 is going to be such a big jump, if I'm honest. But I think 3.0 is probably going to be, like, you know, a pretty fucking good patch. Yo, Rasaja, what's going on, dude? The idea that they wanted a massive cinematic open world. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Dead End. Yeah, I think that's the thing. They seem like they're a little bit scared to, you know, they've got a real good platform now. I think now's the time to try something, right? And I agree. I think they're a little bit scared to do that. And I think they've got talented people there that are capable of doing it. You know, I hope they do. Maybe 3.0, they'll prove us wrong. Your community's kind of elitist nowadays. Try to gas up themselves as being better than the Genshin community. I think every community shows it's got a part of it. Like, I think Arknights, sadly, the Arknights community showed that it's got its own fair share of that attitude sometimes, hasn't it? But yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, man, you watch me enough, you'll see me be very critical of the Weibo community, right? I think sometimes to the point it does a disservice to Kuro in the game. I really do think that. Do you know what I didn't know until recently? And that was, I think that was, I was watching Saint. I didn't know. You know, with the flying thing, when you go through the hoops, obviously, because when you're playing it and you're in control, obviously you can end up overshooting because you're in control. You know, you can just leave that and go AFK. Bro, I was mind fucked when I saw that. I was like, are you kidding me? I couldn't believe it. I was genuinely baffled, right? I was like, wait a minute. I was like, when I played it before, obviously, I've ended up overshooting something once or twice. I'm like, because I think I've just overreacted and you can do that. But if you leave it, shit just flies. I watched him go off for a piss, right? And it just flew. I couldn't believe it. Jenny did all those things hands off. I didn't know that. I was actually like, what the fuck? That's crazy. And I get it. I suppose it's for mobile. I'll get that, right? I'll get that, you know? It's still, it's like, damn, man. As well, do you know what I'd say to Kuro? Stop putting QTs in the game that you can't fail. You know, stop that. Like, what the fuck? Like, I hate that. If you're going to give me a QT in a game, right, yeah, let me fucking fail it, man. And if I fail it, I get to watch a cool scene of my character, like, dying or, like, tripping over a character's foot in the dance scene. Don't give me QTEs that I can't fail. Like, I fucking hate that. Like, because at that point then, it's just like, I'm just a monkey. You know what I mean? I'm just a monkey banging a cage. But yeah, when I saw that flying thing, I was like, holy shit, bro. That's actually crazy. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was like, you know what? I need to go update Wuthering Waves to prove that to myself, because I was like, that can't be real. But I saw the gameplay, so it's like, yeah. Yo, Skybird, what's up, buddy? Monkey. Reverse 1999, kill my Goonasoid. Reverse 1999 is a gorgeous game. And nothing will ever kill my Goonasoid. Nothing will ever kill my Goonasoid. Look, I appreciate a bit of gooning. I do. Give me some gooning characters. I'm alright with that. But I get it. I get it. I get it. I'll admit, like, even in, like, CZN, no. What's her name? Maribel? When she first turns up in the game, it's like, okay. You know? We're going out on this dangerous mission in Chaos, and she's dressed like fucking she's about to do an OnlyFans shoot. You know? But yeah, I get what you're saying. I've separated my goodness over my gaming side. I think even did a video on the flying event. I couldn't believe it did. Oh no, I couldn't. I was shocked. I only found that out recently, I did. So, yeah. I mean, even goon to Cache. True. Yeah, but come on, man. Bro, oh my god, that design was ridiculous. But that's like, that's what I call, that's classy. That's classy gooning, right? You know what I mean? That's classy gooning. That's like meeting up with a girl, you know, and she's fucking in a boob tube and a fucking mini skirt and her arse cheeks are hanging out, and you can fucking see her breakfast. You know what I mean? And then there's the classical, you know, the black dress with the, you know, maybe a bit of a slit up the side kind of thing, and looking at a little bit more refined. You know what I mean? That's what that was to me. I was like, holy shit. I don't care, that's a dude inside a body. Yeah. Alright then, let's get into it, chat. Because we've been waffling for a bit. Let's have a look at this ZZZ stuff, shall we? Should we have a look at it? Scared me. Why is that not showing up? There we go. That was weird. That was weird. Jessica Rabbit style. Man, I love that film. Felt so good. Alright, so I haven't. Is there actual link to like dev stuff? Like, is this leak stuff, or is this is official, right? This has got to be right, because what we're seeing here. So, oh yeah, links to Hoyo. So okay, so it's legit. All right. So, let me turn this off for a second, actually. So we got the dev talk, new reveals for Zenly Zone Zero. I've heard that they're actually cooking. So we asked the designers about the topics you care about. So I'm guessing this is like a little article within the company. The devs have given us a candid response and brought some sweet improvements and innovations in this new reveal. Farriers have already helped proxies highlight the essential information, important part, right at your fingertips. So I've got this in order here so we can have a little look-see. So let me just make sure we are in order. Yeah, okay, cool. So I don't know, because again, I haven't played Zenless much recently, right? So I'm a little bit behind. I'm a little bit out the loop. But main story highlight, lacking directional aim, we got you. Version 2.4 will be a turning point in the story as Sarah rushes towards the creator and Yi Xuan makes his appearance. Season 2's climax approaches. Main story's objectives will become clearer and more mysteries about the depths of the Lemian Hollow will be gradually unveiled. Okay, cool. Obviously some stuff I'm going to be at the loop with because I haven't played since 2.0 really. Narrative structure feels familiar. Characters popping out of nowhere. We've heard you loud and clear. Okay, I like this. Alright, see. Man, I like Zenless's developers, I do. I really do. You know, because there has been some criticism of the story since 1.4. And even though I still think I like the world of Zenless, and I quite like the stories, and I like the way the story is told, I like the fact that they are genuinely open to criticism. right? Now, a lot of people say it's because they're not making money. That's probably a fair point. They're not making money. They're making money. They're not making Genshin money because unless you're making 50 million a month, you're going broke apparently. But yeah, I like these. They seem quite responsive and open to the player base, aren't they? The converging storylines design structure aims to let players witness the growth of various characters, ultimately taking the stage together. In the future, we will deeply integrate narrative with gameplay to provide more diverse and exciting plot experience. Okay, that's good to hear. Get to know new friends early. Since 1.6, we've been focusing on long-term character development and integration with special attention to key characters' highlight moments. For example, in version 2.4, Zhongguang will gradually get acquainted with the new proxies, revealing their untold stories. See, I quite like, actually, I think Zenless, actually, out of Genshin, Star Rail, and Wuthering Waves, I think they actually do a better job. The best job, if I'm honest, of actually bringing characters in and out and integrating them into the story. I always feel like they all feel like the part of the world. They don't just pop up for a moment, vanish, and then you never fucking hear about them again, really. Like, and I think Wibber's been getting better at that, right? But like, I think they do a lot better of a job at that, to be fair. I appreciate it. Will old pals be left forgotten? Where did the initial story go? Worry not. Old friends are always here. While everyone has their own social circles, they'll continue to appear in the proxies' lives and showcase new sides of themselves through the main storyline. Events like Venus, looking at 2.0 Gravity Cinema event. Cool. Initial story. The main story will have an increased relevance to the AI plotline, and internet will be regularly updated. Okay, cool. The 404 era live house making its debut soon along with familiar faces. In the front of 6th Street Metro Station, an antique shop Buyan in Falloum Heights will all be featured in due time. A hot pot restaurant will also officially be open before season 2 ends. Okay. Version 2.5. So we're getting updated areas to the original hub. I like the idea of that. That's pretty cool. I just saw that what you said then, Michael. Version 2.5 brings more updates to sandbox exploration. New way of getting around. See, I like these. I said this. You know when they remove the TV mode? Because for me, I wasn't one of these people that the TVs sucked. I think it was implemented in a bit of a bad way in regards to it being the storytelling vehicle. I think the TVs themselves had real potential for like little cool mini games, side games, potential you know, puzzles for like opening up parts of a map or something, you know, that sort of stuff. I think the way it was used was a little bit rough at the start. But I said this because when we initially lost the toilets, the TVs, it kind of was, it felt a bit placeholdery, didn't it? And they've been improving on that each patch, haven't they? So that's really good to see as well. New way of getting around it, but related to Ye Zhongguang's abilities. Okay. Map and gameplay integration will attempt to better integrate certain monster skills with the stages and environments of enrich your gaming experience. Interesting. What do they mean by that then? Integrate certain monster skills with the stages. What do they mean? Like interactivity with the stage? What are they talking about there? They're talking about potentially like enemies creating damage to the stage or something? Is that what they're talking about? I'm not too sure. Enhance exploration experience. Perception techniques will have more applications, plus Kind Bangbu will help you with treasure detection, with exploration side quests, and new IP collectibles. It's an immersion level upgrade. Main story progression seamlessly integrates with map exploration, letting you collect rewards while completing missions. Okay, so it seems like they're really trying to build the world out now, aren't they? Enemies will interact with the environment. Sounds like that, right? Seems like they're really trying to build out the map now, right? Rather than it being just little hubs here and there with a little bit of linear traversal. They're trying to really open things up a little bit. Refine and redefine. Filtering out promising gameplay mechanics for further innovation, right? That's what we like to hear. You know, the good things, keep them, make them better. The bad things, strip them out, or at least reduce them. Strive for excellence. Highly reviewed gameplay modes will be iteratively optimized, adding more content to deliver a consistently premium experience. Hollow Zero is getting a massive upgrade. Integrated combat and exploration to create a new gameplay experience with enhanced immersion and progression loops. Venture into the Hollow, gather resources, and grow stronger. Okay, alright, cool. Multiplayer gameplay is back, better than ever. Oh, okay. Pull breakthrough. In multiplayer mode, players in a team can now jointly unleash the iconic chain attacks together. Oh, shit, okay. Interesting. More features, additional exciting mechanics will be added in the multiplayer experience. Something to look forward. Oh. See, like, That's interesting then. Okay, I'm really interested to see how that works then. Because for me, so far, the Fall Guys mode, fire, so fucking good, man. They just need to add to it, right? Because I don't think they've added any new stages to it, have they? Combat level up, missing your favorite characters. Threshold simulation is the solution. The new gameplay mode, Threshold Simulation, is designed to let more veteran characters shine and thrive, and will continue to polish and provide a stage for them. Worried about standard characters' power levels? Combat interactions too simple? Version 2.5 brings enhanced optimization. Okay. Power-ups for standard characters. Okay. How will that work then? We'll feature specific. What does that? Doesn't read as kit changes, right? Or buffs. What does that mean then? But will there be will there be potential like fucking Unreal Tournament fucking drops around the map or something? Just when you're using standard units that can pick them up to buff them or something like that? Or is it actually going to just be straight up character buffs? Is the way I say power-ups for standard characters? I'm assuming that's probably just, I'm overthinking it, right? They're just buffing the characters, right? I'm guessing? Oh. Get ready for a fresh take on enemy combat mechanics. Okay. Alright. What's this? Increasing ease of gameplay. Okay. Welcome aboard, everyone. Old veterans or fresh new faces. We're all family here. We're always welcoming new friends by helping newcomers progress faster through the early game and making the game more accessible. Alright. Veteran players in 2.4, Sylbian Temple's management welcomes a one-click AFK feature, freeing up your time. Either battery quick sweep drive, disk subsat selection, and in-combat damage compilation will all be available in... Ooh. Okay. That's a good QOL. Alright. Shit. Yo, this looks all really good, actually, in terms of updates. See, people like shit on this game all the time, and I genuinely don't get the hate for Zenless Zone Zero. I think at its core, it's a fun little game. It's got really cool design characters. It's actually got an interesting world, and the developers genuinely seem like they want to make a better game. I think if it wasn't Hoyo, right, and it was just some other company, I think people would gas this game up so much more than they do. Honestly, I really do. And I get it. I know, like, some people have got their issues with Hoyo, but it's just like, yeah, man. I don't think ZZZ deserves the hate it gets, man. Honestly, I really don't. Other Monsac cast is getting buffs, HSI is getting character buffs as well. Really? Okay. Okay. The Hoyo debuff. Yeah, definitely. Constantly innovating and constantly progressing. We're both creators and part of the player community. Everyone, okay. Yeah, you know what? This all looks pretty cool. Multiplayer as well. That sounds fucking crazy. And character, I'm interested to see how they're going to go about this. I'm going to assume that it literally is just character improvements, right? Kit improvements. Is a bunch of standard characters getting the Ellen treatment? Is that what we're seeing? Or is it going to be something a little bit different here? I think I'm reading a little bit too much into the power-ups. Because in my head, I'm just thinking like, Unreal Tournament. Do you know what I mean? Quake. I'm thinking you're going to be like hopping on stuff to like, power up your character. Probably it's just kit improvements, right? And making them a little bit more relative to the to where the game's at. Alright, you know what? Again, as I say, I am continue to be impressed with Zenless on Zero. Maybe we start playing Zenless again. I haven't really played since 2.0, but I like Zenless. I'm actually a fan. I like the way they handle the game. I like what they've been doing. They've kind of been listening from day dot, right? I do think, up until 2.0 at least, obviously I'm a little bit behind, I do think the story, I don't want to say it got bad, but it felt like it had a bit of a wobble, if that's the right way to describe it. But overall, for me personally, of course, it's not a perfect game. No game is perfect. But I think Zenless has far more positives than negatives. And I think it's a good little game. I do. We'll have to start playing Zenless again, guys, yeah. Maybe I do some grinding off stream, and then maybe when we're caught up we can hop into this, because this looks interesting actually. I'm down, man. I'm down. Let's get rid of that. Alright, let's have a look at this then, guys. Our girl's been getting hyped up. Go back to ZZZ. Buffing characters don't play any of them. It's nice to see. Yeah, right. It's always good to see older characters get buff, right? The day Eula gets a buff, I'll be a happy camper. Eula's quality, man. A proper simp for Eula. Question is why only now do they care? QOL better late than never, I suppose. It's a bit too late for some peeps. What? I don't know. Were you talking about Zenless on Zero? I think Zenless have been quite on top of trying to fix things from the start. I do. Well, personally, other games I don't know so much about, right? I do think, you know, I don't look at Genshin as the same light as a lot of other people, but I do think it's been lagging behind a little bit on quality of life updates. I think that's fair, right? You know, you always can bring people back. Agree. People are thinking they're going to make Knights of the Earth of Honest faction and Eula, Jin, Kaya, Diluc, etc. will be part of that. Are they going to get like faction buff or something like that? Or in general, just not easy. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's fair. You know, I mean, that's fair. All right, then. Let's have a look at our girl, Perlica, guys, because, you know, I think she's our new Amia, right? And I do really like Perlica, actually. I do. I think I love her design. I quite like the way she carries herself as well. She brings down big chunks of metal out the sky. Kind of cool. Let's have a look at this post then, shall we? Perlica. Perlica is the supervisor of Enfield Industries and the official spokesperson of the company. She's primarily responsible for overseeing and advancing the development and application of protocol originium technology, while also managing the operations of the Jiang. She's capable of responding to various crises in a calm and decisive manner. However, Enfield often faces challenges that go beyond all expectations. Perlica moves tirelessly across the civilization band, doing whatever she can to maintain order and keep things running. Re-register on our official website, and then website, and then we got our goat. Yeah, again, please, like that's how I feel actually. You know that lad when he's in this, he's like, please, speed. I really need this. I need that for Enfield. Let me in the beta. For the love of God, let me in the beta, please. I need it in my life, man. I need it in my life. Girls Frontline launches on Steam November 18th. Okay. Oh, this is something I wanted to look at here. Holy SA, should we have a little look at this, guys? So have a look at this. Have a little look at this. Talking about going back to games, not Arknights, but because I'm new to Arknights and I'm not left. But talking about going back to games, let's have a look at this post then. Caught my eye. Arknights, a returning player's perspective. Because as somebody who's joined the game, I've been having a blast. What's an old player who's just rejoined thinking then? Because this was 7 hours ago. TLDR, I think the game is dope and it is a much better place than at launch. It's intensely player friendly, and while imperfect, genuinely surprised me with how much I'm enjoying it and how little FOMO exists compared to your average gacha / live service game. Agree. Especially in the player friendliness, right? Because I've been critical of the monetization of Celesora, right? And there's a lot of people who really don't like that. Now, apparently, I'm spreading misinfo as well because I think the game's a little bit expensive, and the fact that they changed prices as well was an annoyance. But people will say to me, well, what about Arknights? Prices there are expensive as well. Which, if you look at what you get in game, what the game offers you in terms of packs and pulls and lack of FOMO, the way the banner systems work in general, you know, the selectors, again, the packs, because they're fucking cracked. It's just not comparable, man. It's just not, you know what I mean? Overall, it changes the economy. You know, I don't care what anybody says, right? Stellasaura's fun, and after playing more of it, it still feels like you just don't get enough pulls in that game. Obviously, the more content you do, and they're doing it through events now, but it still feels barren as fuck in regards to pulls. You know, playing CZN now they have been throwing out free pulls left, right, and centre because of what's going on. Man, you just feel like you're stacking up pulls like crazy. I've got like a shit ton of pulls ready for when Yuki drops. This game, it's fucking hard, man. Like, I managed to get Shia, right? And I managed to get Chitose, but I'm broke and I've got nothing else in the game. It's just like, it just feels hard to get pulls. And like, I've been playing it more regularly. Anyway, let's move on to this. Yo, I'm a returning player to Arknights after playing for about a month or two at launch. Oh, okay. So, man, I suppose you are a returning player, but not really. You know, 2 months. You were a baby form, right? Baby deer. Still weren't able to walk. But I was basically a scrub just following guides back then. I quit since I had a lot of free time. Back then, I quit since I had a lot less free time, sorry. Had more games I was regularly playing, lacked the drive to really learn how to play a gacha that didn't have auto, and was annoyed at a lack of QOL features in the game. I was expecting base, one-click buttons, sweep, etc. It's good to see that we've got the new sweep now. But again, I'm all for one-click sweeps. I think this is where CZN fails. CZN really needs to bring in sweeps. Like, just let me, when I'm farming mats, just let me clicky, drag the bar, and it's done. There's no reason for me not to be able to do that in any game, personally. About 3 or so weeks ago, I started looking for a gacha I could play that was different than the standard turn-based RPG or action RPG, and one where you're forced to at least play through a stage manually before there was a way to auto. Then there are not as many games as you would think that satisfy both these conditions. After going through a few, I remembered Arknights and how I loved TD games, and I figured I'd look it up again. I honestly didn't remember a lot about the game at the time. I saw that there was a brand new broken ass limited, XGI the New Covenant, aka Exulta, aka Exu2, and decided to say, fuck it. Let me take the plunge again and see how it is. Full disclosure, shortly after I started, I dropped money to get her and dropped money on the current selector to pick up logos. Based. Bro out here is funding Enfield. He's doing his part. Let's go. This might cloud my judgment of the game. Up to you to fully have an opinion on that, but I don't think it does. As of now, I'm only spending on the monthly pass and possible future selectors. I don't think spending on the game clouds your judgment. Really, well, maybe it just shows you're enjoying it, right? I think if you're willing to spend on a game, you're more than likely having fun, because why the fuck are you spending money on it otherwise? Since gameplay is a subjective topic, what I didn't realise about this game is how outside of Limited, there is very, very little FOMO. No battle pass, all game modes, now if I remember correctly, are permanent, with rewards always available, of which there are a variety. They don't even cost stamina. All events are permanent, with the only real downside being that the original reward shops aren't available. You are, though, able to farm all the Origin Prime from free-starring those stages, which is the actual premium currency of the game. I don't know if I forgot about this, but there being no separation between paid and non-paid currency is massive. And every 3-star and hard mode stage clear give you one edit. Some modes, like Contingency Contract, are not always available, even though the shop says permanent. Vector is also going to be like this, and other shorter non-story events are also not permanent. That's my bad. The QOL editions have been massive and make playing the game way more enjoyable. No more sitting and taking 20 minutes auto through stages over and over. I do think that has been a massive improvement, right? And no more having to auto annihilation and hoping to God you're leveling your units didn't fuck up and waste so much goddamn time. Easy base management. I don't know how long it took for these to get into the game. The experience is so much more fun now. It is a lot better, really. And this is coming from somebody who hasn't been playing the game long, but the base is fine, right? Actually, just building the base is the only part of the game that, not that it's not fun, I haven't maxed out my base yet, but, you know, going in and dealing with your daily stuff in your base now, it's just like, click, 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 done right. Yeah, basically, I'm glazing this game, but to be honest, it's been, and as well, what's going to make it better is, you know, when we get the one click for all your clues, that's going to be big. I'm glazing this game, but to be honest, it's been a while since I've had this much fun playing a gacha, and I definitely did not expect playing Arknights again to be such a pleasant surprise. The game's nowhere near perfect. 50-50 and limiters are still anti-player, as they always have been, but considering the current landscape of live service games, Arknights is very much, to me, top tier. One of the games in this space that to me feels more game than gambling sim, which can be hard to come by sometimes. Yeah. I think, you know that statement, people like to use that a lot, don't they? More game than gacha. And I think they use it quite too often. Like the word peak, right? Shit's overused. You know, nowadays, semi-competent writing and people are like, my God, it was peak. I was nearly crying. And it's like, all right, bro, come on now. Calm down a little bit, right? But I do think that's a fair statement when it comes to Arknights, right? I think it definitely is more game than gacha, right? Tripping? I don't think I'm tripping on that. Yeah. I do. I think it's more game than gacha, definitely. Yeah. I wouldn't even say this dude's a returning player, man. This dude's just a new player, really. Like a month on launch, 2 months on launch. That's a baby form, that is. A warning to anybody who, like me, feels compelled to pay attention to the story. There is a fuck ton of it. I'm taking legitimately 20 to 40 minutes cutscenes before and after almost every stage. I won't go that far. Some are sizable, not every stage. Felt like every stage. The game is good and your point's absolutely correct, but my god, there is so much to read, and most of it could be told in a much more condensed, less wordy way. I was playing around the time of the Lion Girl Princess event and eventually just gave up because I kept playing each day thinking, surely I'll just get to play the next stage after this 30-minute cutscene. But no, another 30-minute cutscene. I know the summaries are a thing, but my brain works in mysterious ways and doesn't like that option. We end up read, right? You end up read. Yeah, yeah, man. Go play Arknights, guys. If you haven't already, you know. Let's have a look at this then, and then we'll get into the game. Stellasaura, Dear Tyrant, to maintain a fair... So, if you didn't know, Stellasaura have been having cheaters, right? Because they've got a leaderboard. So, of course, they've got cheaters. They're having the blue archive problem, right? You know, you put a leaderboard, somebody's like, okay, I need to be on top of that, even if I cheat. So, they've obviously been having cheaters, amongst other issues as well, which is never great for a game that's kind of expensive. So, Dear Tyrant, to maintain a fair and orderly gaming environment in Stellasaura and to provide you with an excellent gaming experience, our team is committed to upholding the following principles. Strictly prohibit the use of cheats, scripts, or third-party tools that violate the game fairness. Strictly prohibit account sharing or trading in any form. Strictly prohibit all irregular top-up methods, including but not limited to top-ups via non-official channels and third-party resellers. Okay, so your LD shots, your loot bars and stuff like that, right? Now, pretty much all games prohibit this. Most of them just don't act upon it, right? Do you any of you guys actually know somebody who has been banned or lost access to their account through popping up through third parties? I've not heard of anybody who's had that issue personally. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I don't know. But it is always risky, right, to do that. But you can understand why people do, because you can get some really good deals as well. Also, some of them, it's not so bad for the Hoyo games, right? Because, like, with Hoyo games, you can just put your UID in and it just goes. But also, having that, it can make it a little bit more easier for them to tell if some dodge is going on, I think. Or with a UID thing there, it's so much better for the player. Like, when it comes to WUA, you have to, like, let them log in, which, it's not great, right? It's not great. They do tell you on some of the sites, you know, change your details, because we'll never share your details, but just to be safe, better safe than sorry. But I'm like, yes, you know, having to give a company, a third party, your login details for them to log in, get on your game, buy the stuff, and then log out. And again, that's something that could probably ping you up and potentially cause issues for your account, because you're going to see your account literally go from you're in UK, 5 minutes later, you're in freaking SEA somewhere buying currency from Japan or something, and then boom, you're back in the UK again. You know what I mean? So it's never a good idea to do that sort of stuff. If you're really worried about your account, I guess. But it seems like they're talking about cracking down on it, but I don't think they will. I don't think any of them do, if I'm honest. But yeah, customer service contact in the game, top right menu. Yeah. All right, so they're cracking down on cheaters pretty much. Yeah. Whether they do it's a different thing, right? Again, as I say, I can't see them going after people who use third-party stuff, because no companies do it, do they? It's one of them things. It's like, don't do it, but everybody does it, and they don't do anything about it, because at the end of the day, they're still getting their money, right? They're just maybe losing out on a little bit, right? All right, yeah, nothing else really to talk about today, guys. Dry day in the gacha space. No, devs are fucking up, man. Like, come on. You know, like that meme on the stick. Do something. I need to make a video. Can't you, like, you know, fuck up your gacha rates or your game or something? Ban a bunch of people for no reason. You know? Scam the players. No, I'm joking. People are saying the writing is bloated, but never point out which part. I always like the first main story chapters, to be honest. They're short, but good enough. I got hooked into the start of the game as well, straight away, I did. I think the story itself in Arknights is great, but reading through it is a slog. If you can read through it, just fine. So, I won't disagree to a point. But, this is coming from a specific point of view as a streaming. and it's a bit rough on your voice sometimes, you know, when you're reading a lot. You know, like chapters like 7, 8 was like that was when I was having issues with my throat, right? That was a rough time for me. But I don't feel like it's bloated for me personally, but I just think it's just because of the medium that it is. You're reading a book in a sense, aren't you? And that can just get a little bit too much for some people, can't it? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, reading through it, man. Fuck. Bro, get shafted. And the story itself is Arknights is great, but reading through it, yeah. Get you hooked to go on. Not gonna lie, when I reread, when watching through CC's playthroughs, like, because I'm just like, damn, there's some rough writing. Yet, there definitely is some sentence structure that's a little bit like, you're reading, you're like, hold on a second. You know? Oh, that's fair. I think that's fair. Dry day, good day, no drama. Yeah, really. Where wins meet live stream react. Have we got a condensed version of what's in the stream by any chance, Cafe? Have they done like a 10-minute video like how Weaver and Genshin tend to do? For chapter 8, certain parts are bloated like the cachet during JT8 Knowles was I think what happens is, I think like it's a CN thing, and I think it's a CN thing because a lot of the industry in CN is very much enamored with the manga, manhwa, anime space, and there's a lot of that in anime, right? Sometimes where there's like you know, those sort of filler conversations before something big happens. Let me explain my dastardly plan kind of thing, you know? I think some of that comes over into a lot of these games sometimes, doesn't he? Leaderboards are only there to catch cheaters, I swear. They just know the cheaters can... That's probably a good point, you know, actually easy. That's actually a good way to filter it, right? I never thought of it that way. Yeah, chapter 6 killed me. Yeah, dude. You know what it was? It's because I suffer from heartburn now and again, I do. It's mainly when I've had a beer. But like, for a while, I started taking heartburn tablets. You weren't supposed to take them for too long anyway, and I was taking them longer than I was supposed to be. But what I was doing is I'd get up in the morning, I'd wake up, and they're better to take them before you've had anything to eat. So like, Rosie, go downstairs, make a cup of tea, come back up, give me a cup of tea, give me the tablet. I'd take the tablet, but I'll be lying in bed. And what was happening, tablet wasn't even getting down in my stomach. Shit was absorbing in my throat and was fucking my throat up, man. So I had a sore throat, and then obviously reading on top of it, not good. Like, my throat's better now, actually, since I stopped doing that. So, sorry if you can hear that. It's not a smoke alarm. It's my fucking parrot. Chapter 14, I think, is the record for word count. Not really not. I saw it after chapter 7. Really? Yeah, man. Chapter 8. Chapter 8 was peak, man. Like, really good. I hate using that word now. Chapter 8 was very good. Chapter 8 was very good. Chapter 10's been brilliant as well, actually, and I'm liking chapter 11 so far. In novels, you see them include internal monologues and narration on how the scene would look like. Yeah. I think, like, usually through the vehicle that the story's told, sometimes you get extra yap because the stage has to kind of be described, doesn't it? Where, like, if you'd see a character coming round the corner, like, oh fuck, running over, bam, just smacked him on the head, but like they're kind of after that has to be described to the player, doesn't it? Sometimes, and that can be a little bit of extra bloat, is the scene set in a sense, isn't it? I don't mind reading. I've read every single enemy flavor text, but I don't like it when it feels like I'm reading air. Yeah, that's fair. The P word. Like that, sorry, but I'm hoping I don't have to read for Enfield. Nah. Well, I'll probably be non-voice stuff, I would imagine. Can't see a short version, sorry. No worries. Trick Cal is so interactive in terms of presenting the story. You know what? Even though I play Trick Cal, I haven't really done the story. I need to. But guys, check this temple that I got on Trick Cal Chibi Go. Look at this temple, boys. Yeah. Look at that for a temple, lads. Let's go. That might be my best temple ever, honestly. Mind you, some of the sentences give you such a view. Yeah, definitely some are better than others, for sure. overall, though, it's a positive experience for me. You know what I mean? I need to read to make sure I can still read the English language sometimes. Dude, same. You know, I think as I've got older, right, you know, the further and further you get away from school, like college or university, right, and you go into your job that you do, you know, and you become focused on that, right? You don't do the general stuff that you did at college and school and stuff. I swear you get dumber, right? You know? And the amount of times I'm like, bro, what's that word again? What? Why I can't remember the word? You know what I mean? So yeah, it is good. Like it keeps the brain ticking off a little bit, right? I agree. All right, let's get in the game then. Let's get in the game, man. I ain't got chat up over here as well. All right, there we go. I swear that's why video games are good in general, right? Because they keep your brain active, don't they? Because it's been proven, right, that playing video games is supposed to be good for like your hand-eye coordination, your reaction times, and it's supposed to be good just for your grey matter in general, isn't it? Interesting to see like the generation of gamers growing up in terms of, you know, just things like dementias. Now, obviously, there's certain types of dementia that doesn't matter what happens, it's because of like vascular dementia in your brain. But you know, like other kinds of memory loss, whether that it's coming from somebody who's got the worst memory ever, but you know what I mean.
Arknights.
Be interesting to see. Don't have to wait years for it though. Use it or lose it, basically. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
No need to turn your head. I will keep my report brief.
And like that's one thing, isn't it? When you unless you're doing it specifically yourself, when you go into like a job or a career, you can become hyper focused on that and an expert in that. But you know, you're not a jack of all trades anymore because you're not sitting and having all this information pumped into you. And also, the younger the brain, you absorb stuff a lot faster, don't you? That's why as you get older, you know, once you're into your late teens, into your adulthood, and you start trying to learn things like, man, I swear I would have done this so much quicker when I was a kid. And it's literally your brain works better like that, doesn't it, as a kid? You ingest information and process it better. Oh, casual. The amount of times I write words, and I'm like, that doesn't look right. And then I have to Google it to see if I spelled it right. Okay, alright. I was, but damn. That looked fucked up. Say that though. Like, I know grammar, but that's one thing, grammar for me now. Because like, in all my jobs really, I've never had to worry about my grammar. So, my grammar's just like, I just don't use it now. I just don't use it. Like, the amount of times I type stuff out and I'm just like, it's good enough. People get the gist, you know? I'm not gonna be asked.
I'm not used to being in a room with so many people.
Been proven to be inaccurate. If you stay sharp, your mind can absorb information. Basically, has it? I always was under the assumption that your brain at a younger age was just better at absorbing it.
Are you happy to see me?
I got lazy with spelling. It's more motivation, overall mental fitness. My old folks used to play solitaire on the PC. I built them in crosswords to keep their brains ticking. Yeah, I really should do more stuff like that myself, if I'm honest. They're like video games. I really don't give myself mental stimulation. And this sounds super loud. Is this super loud to you guys as well? Hold up. She's loud, bro. Turn that down. Seems super loud for some reason. I don't know. That's probably why. My mic's dropped down. My mic sounds quiet as well. Alright, it's better. I should be better, actually. Am I free to play? Yeah. Definitely. Never spent a penny.
Dancer Fang, captain of reserve op team.
No, I'm not free to play. I haven't bought any currency, though. If that's anything. What's to pay? Yeah, I haven't, what's it is? I haven't spent any currency. I mean, I haven't bought any currency, should I say. I've only bought packs in,
My code
Arknights.
name is Beagle. I know I did.
It's a little bit loud. I don't know why it seems super loud. Do you know what? I think that's better, right? Let me know if that's alright, if it's still too loud. But yeah, like, you go to the store, I haven't bought any of these. But if you go to the packs, I have bought some packs. So I bought the starter pack, the starter monthly, another starter pack, a monthly headhunting pack, the Rhodes Island celebration kit, the Rhodes Island headhunting kit, the orienteering headhunting pack. Is that all of them? Yeah, that's all of them, yeah. Yeah, it's pay to win. The thing is, I don't win, so it's pay to play. But yeah, I'm like, man, I'm not even like a dolphin in this game. I am a very, very small. I'm a goldfish. I say a big goldfish, right? You know, I haven't spent much at all. Altogether, what? Works out to like 100 odd quid, something about that. See, each pack it's like a little bit cheaper, so like if it's 25 for me, it's more like 23. It works out. It's not a great. You actually get robbed in the UK buying off Arknights, but it is what it is. You know.
Resources received.
And thank you for the Enfield funds. What, you bought more packs than me, have you, dead-oons?
Hey, gotta go train.
Alpha-sized goldfish, yeah. Little plump goldfish. Really, little plump goldfish. But yeah, man. If you, I've still got, like, my, actually, did I use it? I don't think I used it on Amir, did I? Did I? I can't remember. Yeah, I've still got these to use. ZR. Max spotted eggs all. Did he? Did you? Use it. Use it. I dare you. No way. No way, Jose. So, what is it, guys? Is it the 14th that we get? When is it? When do we get Tragoria? The 13th? Oh. No, actually, that'll be the 14th for me, won't it? Because it's always at like 6 PM. So that kind of works out then. Because I might not be able to stream on the 12th. 13th, sorry. Yeah, it'll be Friday for me then, yeah. Because it's usually 6 PM, isn't it, for me? So, it'll be, why does Blaze look so small? I try and place them so they they look like they're standing on the roof.
Phew, much
You know what I mean?
Shh, don't tell Lisa.
You can keep me in the
Like
shadows.
they've had a bit of an
Okay,
argument. They've had a
status
Benny.
comes in handy.
The doctor's
So no
don't
running
talk to
your
me.
mouth about
He's gonna
me.
walk over there. No, he's a little bit mad. I meant I'll put the PP a bit cooler. She's floating. Because, you know. Man, I love
Doctor,
Handle's design as well.
Watch your hands.
You know?
If you aren't careful around my weapons, you'll get hurt.
So yeah. Still less money than I spent on with that. Yeah, I didn't spend on with him much really. I only spent like 250 quid I did. I got lucky on characters in Mura. It's just weapons. So if I didn't get a weapon, I was just like, yeah, fuck it. I ain't spending money on Mura. I was quite good with Wuthering Waves, actually. To be fair, over the years, I've been good with most games. Spent a few £100 on Valorant. Probably the most over the years in terms of like, probably like Call of Duty. I probably had COD was probably, you know, when loot boxes was a thing. Fuck. That might be closer to like $1,000, but a lot of that was viewers peer pressuring me, like, buy this pack, super chat, donation, buy it, buy it, buy it. So it's like, all right then, all right, twisting my arm, I guess, you know. Bro, his perspective, Maxine. Yeah, I like this background. Wet banners rise a scam, yeah. I swear with Wuthering Waves, right, man, it was hard pity or nothing. Honestly, I think it might have been, was it Chang Li? I can't remember whose banner it was now. I got her and the weapon in like 20, 30 pulls, buzzing. Every other character in Ruo, when I've tried to give for the weapon banner, it's been like 70 pulls plus. And it really used to piss me off. I used to fucking hate pulling for weapons. Like, even though weapon banners can be a bitch anyway, like when you're going pretty much, not hard pity, but you know what I mean? It was, yeah, man. It was, fucking super persona clabble and save Wuthering Waves. Alright. Okay. So it's a 94% like to dislike ratio. I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try, yeah. That's what I haven't got much pulls at the minute, but it's why I bought that select. So I've got like 20,640, I got 125 prime, and I have 3 to 10 pulls. So I'm gonna need to get lucky, otherwise I'm gonna be spending. Hopefully, you know, hopefully we get lucky, right? Hopefully we get lucky. Banging 8 for me every time, apart from once. Yeah. I think Neo, man, for the longest part, Neo, bro, had the worst luck. I think the dude had been playing the game for like 4 months before he won a 50-50 on the level. I have a lot of weird characters C6 and I realised it wasn't worth it to stop. Yeah. That's where they get you in it. Is like, there's one thing I really like about this, and I hope, and obviously we don't know yet. I don't think just because characters are now all truly limited that it means potentials are going to be really significant, but I'm hoping it stays like it was before, and copies really aren't a massive significant change in Enfield, because yeah, I love that about this game. Gotta watch this on and wait, yeah. True. It's a fair point, you know. Oh, okay. I haven't really been introduced to the mechanic in this yet, have I? We really want to deal with these as much as possible before they even get down here, don't we? Cheeky bit of Ascalon action might be useful as well. Because once they're down here, they're going to be a problem. Alright, let's do it then. Nobody can promise the coming of peace, but that won't stop them in their stride. Let's go. Let's switch the team up then a little bit then. We're going to need... Which ones are using... What squad was I using here, man? Squad's all scuffed. Well, I think we'll drop Entelekia here. You might be useful, actually, just for a last resort snatch, suck them off kind of thing, you know what I mean? Might drop Mountain. I think I'm going to drop... I'm going to drop for you, man. Give me a little bit of extra casticles. I'm going to bring Click back in, man.
Go right
It's been a
ahead
minute.
at any moment.
It's been a minute.
I'll be there.
I think we can drop Calcit here. I don't have to bring Holdera in, you know. Kind of feeling it.
I understand the objective.
Running with Inez. We can drop Reed as well here, I think, can't we? I feel like something's going to be murdering our casters hard. I feel like that's going to happen, right? Really a bit short, still on casters, I am. Should we bring cruising for the fun? I kind of feel like bringing cruising for a little bit of a... You know what? Fuck it. Old time's sake, boys. Old time's sake. Wanting Enfield to copy OG Arknights, just get your labels and elitist picks. If the weapons and characters copies are anyway similar to Uro Genshin, I'm just not pulling on Enfield characters unless I'm sure, and F not spending. Yeah, I'll just, I'll probably be honest straight away. Depending on where I'm at with my account when Helliger comes out, I'm fucking swiping. So, we have to try and make sure we're in a good position for him. Everybody else, I'm just going to hope to try and get and see how much I'm enjoying the game, I guess. You know what I mean? What about Shore? The Shore action. Shore and Point Gone, yeah? Never going to leave that down. I think we're going to need... I think we're going to need some more caster action. I might drop Mountain, man. I might drop Mountain. I think we should be okay with Inez here. Do you know what? Let's bring Silver Rush in. I'm gonna keep him on skill 1 as well.
Go right
Yeah,
ahead.
fuck it. I ain't using for ages.
I'll be
I ain't
there.
using for ages. Fold it before the game even released. To be fair, yeah. 4 years ago. 10:94. 3:25 PM. Overcast. St. Marcel's College, Otterig District of Londinium. We got some chipper lads here and lass. Hey, look at all the soldiers in Parliament Square, all the crossbows and cannons. You've got nowhere to run. Stop crying. You're not supposed to cry. Chin up. You're playing the king. I'll have you all killed. I've got my Knights of the Fire. It's the Knights of the Terra. Most of them surrendered, and all the ones who won't give will be likely like you soon. They'll be tried by us and the fiery rage of Londinium we represent. Who can try a king? Used to be nobody could. Maybe nobody else in the future either. You're a dead end, your majesty. You block Victoria's forward stride. Every machine in the city stopped on your command. Because she wanted to take the daily bread away from all the suffering people, stealing every last penny out of their purses. Her hands toil for nothing but tomorrow's sun. It's you and your greedy attendants that forced us to stain ourselves in your blood. Drop Mountain for sure. Forward. Soldiers for Victoria. Victoria. I am Victoria. You insolence. Victoria won't pardon you for this, even if I become a spectre. Spectre? First you run over to those steps and then fall down, and then you say that. Who's that running around the doorway here? Who's this? Ralph? Anna? You little pair of mischief makers. It's Miss Molly. We were just getting to the most fun part. Anna, quick. Get on the steps. We're going to do the hanging. Damn. Hanging? Hanging? Who taught you children such a cruel game? Yo, let's... Capital punishment time, man. It's how the grown-ups in Slantwood's Alley play. Slantwood's Alley? There's all manners there. Did you watch some kind of silly show? Who took you to see? Tom the Cobbler. He was drinking a lot of yellow stuff, and it was all dripping off his face. And then he ran up on stage while they were up there, and he was yelling and screaming, "I won't let you disgrace His Majesty the King." He was a great among greats. That bloody Tom. That's no language to use in front of children. And what's he thinking? Taking children to a pub? Let's keep going, Anna. I want to play one more time before supper. Plot twist. Plot twist. It wasn't, beer. He's got a freaky side. Piss. Then it's your turn to be that one that dies, Ralph. You promised. You can't fib. Oh, Your Majesty. Pardon these children for disrespecting you. They've never seen you nor heard your voice before. All they know are rumours of you from all the city's gossip peddlers. Miss Molly, you've never seen the king before either. You don't get to be all hoity-toity with us. Come now. Run. Anna, I'm chasing you. You're getting flashbacks. Out of the way, traitor. Sooner or later, you'll all be torn apart by the beast within. Children, this is hardly proper of you. If you don't want punishment, you best cut that out. Never let any of the clergy or teachers see. See what? Oh, good Lady Golding. Oh my days. Ralph, why are you so flushed? Probably because you just walked in. Cause we're playing a game, man. It's really fun. A game? Very well. I understand. Return to your bedroom soon. And don't forget to do today's homework. Yes, ma'am. Additionally, Ralph, Molly, I only be older than the two of you by a few years, but she's still your teacher. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, Miss Molly. Alright, alright. Listen to the ma'am now. Off you go. Can't believe you didn't scold the two of them. Ralph and Anna, I don't blame them. The children just don't understand what cruelty is yet. They have an innate desire to learn. They can't learn anything proper from books or ourselves. Only natural they'll turn to other places. Man, just imagine a little flashback in Enfield to something like this and being able to have a little walk around fucking Victoria. Yes, boys. I'll be ready for it. So many say that hanging transformed Victoria. Lady Golding, do you agree? Ask the same question to different people and you only get different answers. Machines of Highbury's munitions factories certainly never cease to whir. The grand houses of Utterig have had many a change in ownership. But all I know is that these poor children still come in droves to our school each year. Bless their hearts. They're in need of help, much as I was 20 years ago. I thank the school if it hadn't lodged me. I would have long died of some illness or other. Molly, what happened just earlier gave me an idea. Oh, of course it is. But you know, I'm not expecting the entirety of Victoria. I mean, just a little linear, vertical slice of a flashback to something. And you go through a street and an alleyway and you see a bunch of people and then into a thing and that's it kind of thing. Like, even if it's just literally like a 4 or 5 minute gameplay segment. Like a very on the rails thing. Whoa, it'd just be fucking cool. An idea, you're mean. The sets of plays you're holding. Indeed. So they're meant for the children, but they've only just learned to read. Won't it be a little too soon? Better this than all the showy slipshod stuff in Slantwood Alley. For young children, acting others' roles is tantamount to a game. The complex implications might escape them for now, but at least they can get in a little taste of the emotion and power within the words for themselves. I do hope you're right. It comes with another upside too, no? The children won't be nodding off in my literature classes anymore. I suppose so. What matters to me is that we can use up just a little of their energy. It'll be a great relief for me. To make a flashback of Terra, it would have to be really important to the plot to warrant the cost, in my opinion. Oh yeah, it'd have to be relevant. But I'm huffing on Hobium. You know what I mean? Excuse me, Adam's bookshop closing in advance. Mr. Adams, we're quite early to shut today. Haven't you heard yet, ma'am? There was a disturbance at the Duke's office in Camden this morning. Disturbance? What kind of disturbance is it to affect the Otterig? It's quite a ways away. One of the office admins got beat to death. Duke of Stafford's nephew, apparently. Only just rocked him up in Londinium a week ago. Oh, rest his soul. Have the police caught the murderer yet? That's the problem. It is to say the suspect scarpered into a Defence Force barracks. Seal the street. Move. Don't let him get away. All eyes out. And now he's fled into Otterig? Really? Hard to say, ma'am. Probably not that simple. How strange. Are these the Defence Forces men? My eyes might just be playing tricks, but their uniforms seem a little different to what I remember. I've got a friend who lives in Camden, ma'am. He says their soldiers just flooding the street nearby. All of them wearing that uniform. There's even word that, well, the Duke secretly slipped into Londinium just yesterday. How though? Wasn't that prohibited by law? Thank you, Mr. Adams. These books are too heavy. I'll pick them up next time. Molly, back to the school as quick as we can. Yeah, well, I'd take even a cutscene or something, I would. I know, right, yeah, Duck Lord. There really are. No one. Didn't they say they saw someone hiding in the alley? We can't let word of the Duke spread in the city. If we do, our entire operation today's damn and blast. Didn't even see it was a man or a woman. Hell are these intelligence agents doing in their bloody Londinium offices? Good for nothings. Got the Duchess people running circles around them. Lucky I just landed a bolt. Keep up the chase. They can't have gone far. Wait. Lady Golding, did you see something? Nothing urgent. Molly, you go back to the school for now. Gather all the children and make sure they don't stray out into the streets. What about you? I'm going to see a friend. Prepare some hot water and a clean towel in the office for me. I'll be back as soon as I can. Oh, nice. Crack my fucking neck. Sorry, bear with me. School things are fairly rudimentary. More often we have children falling over while making a racket. Not so much being shot by soldiers' crossbows. Who knew you could sew up wounds? With the scant yearly donations to the school, we can't afford to hire that many staff. I have to moonlight as the school's nurse a lot of the time. After seeing you move so silently on the street, I wasn't imagining you would feel the pain. Oh, don't jest with me. You're the only one in all of Londinium who I can truly catch my breath with. So was that the soldier who just said he caught a bolt? Was it Heidi who caught the bolt then? Oh, got pinged with it. I can suture your wound, Heidi, but I can't disinfect it. You best be off to a hospital straight away. I don't think so. Can you tell me why? I thought we were friends. Golding, I shouldn't have come here with you in the first place. I haven't wanted to pull you in or the children into all the mess. So the soldiers are after you? Are they really the Duke of Stafford's men? Did Adams tell you that? I thought he would keep mum. He's your friend, and mine as well. He was the one holding the book club we met each other at. Don't you forget that. Huh. Could I ever? You were a ruthless one then. A fast food work of pop-up culture subservience. It only uses food and chatter between ladies of the house and girls at tea time. Your words for my newest work. But I did say that the author's talent lay far beyond. And I hadn't conceived that the most tasteful of all Londinium's critics was such a simple, unassuming teacher. I could read into every line you'd written, and for each one, 100 lines you hadn't besides. Those are your words, Heidi, uttered by you. Never would I doubt the unspoken understanding between us. Then let me help you. We can be more frank with each other, Heidi, just as we always have. Golding, did I ever tell you that years and years ago, I had the fortune of meeting a Laterano cleric who wasn't a sancta? She once lived in Londinium too. She may have some ties to this school's origin. Who is she? Is he? Is he talking about Outcast? Jeez. Lady Golding, goodness. Oh, hold on. You have a guest. Who might this be? Literary circle friend. Is something the matter, Molly? Outside, ma'am. I thought you would have heard. Oh, shit. From far away come strange noises. The sort that Londinians are quite inured to. I confuse them all too easily. First with the sound of an exploding steam boiler carelessly lit, or the sound of the mechanical fell beast the children so love slicing through the air. But as the ground and building tremors become steadily apparent, an instinctual panic strikes everyone. By protection of the kings, Londinium has never once met catastrophe before. What they face now is without a doubt a different sort of menace, and in those long age, something stirs. The nightmare of 20 years ago has come again. The sign of war. In the midst of the room's silence, the rumble grows thicker. It doesn't make sense. They were only catching a few criminals. Why'd they bring out such a display of force? If we could make sense of every thought in the minds of our fellow man, and many a tragedy would never come to pass. Molly, if you could check whether the soldiers in the street are still there. Yes, ma'am. I have to leave now. I know. I'd love to urge you to stay, but I know full well that not even heavy artillery could stop you. I know you noticed too, Golding. Another scene change is being wrought upon Londinium tonight. The Duke of Stafford's troops are on the offensive at Parliament Square as we speak. The Duke of Cavendish men arrived at the outer wall a long time earlier. A coup d'etat over 20 years ago, and the turmoil it brought were at least the briefest thing for the citizens here. This time, I couldn't say. So this is it all starting then, yeah. This will likely develop into an inter-ducal war, and its epicenter will have been Londinium. I've come into some intel. It has the potential to save tens of thousands of lives. The sort of thing I need to deliver to the deliver out of the city tomorrow, before tomorrow's daybreak. War, you say? I'm afraid so. The fire of war could spread to other cities at a moment's notice. Every Victorian needs to make preparations. Victoria's peace has endured for over 2 decades since His Majesty's passing. Many call it a miracle, but I long cease to believe it's a miracle of any sort. No one could abandon their own interest, especially when its vastness is that of Victoria's. It instead gave those with the stuff to plunder it all the more to consider. We pitiful that live in this crack of history could only simply shut our eyes and proclaim it so. Peace. Who would have thought that deathly illness would drive Stafford to such measures? And who could have predicted how the other dukes would respond? Without the efforts of people such as yourself, this war would have broken out 20 years ago, instead of being delayed to today. Are you trying to soothe me, Golding? I'm only stating the reality, nothing more. You needn't reveal your goals to me, Heidi, let alone explain what your people have been planning all these years. Man, she got the memo? She knows what to do. You need only answer me one thing. Will peace come again? It will. That's what we've been striving for all along. We will protect our homeland. That is the truth. Throughout the ages that we Victorians have believed in. Even if countless will die in the streets outside. Even if, with each end in sight upon the road of yours, the next preordained war comes to greet you. Indeed. Because war will ultimately end. And it may be at the hands of us or our posterity. When the smoke clears from the skies shrouding Victoria, no more will the children's smile be crossed with haze. Very well. I'm willing to believe in you. Heidi, to try and believe. Should I ever be able to return to Londinium, Golding, and I'll tell you everything when we meet again. Remember that. Remember your promise. Come back alive. Okay. Alright.
Ah, the parade's here. The madly, the
I
blind.
don't know if like maybe
Tis no wonder they never tire.
metal would have been a good pop actually.
I'm listening.
listening.
I won't sleep on the job. Take aim.
Oh. I'm going to take consistent damage from that now.
Don't keep me. I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Shit.
Oh, here I am.
Who put gameplay in my visual novel? Okay, so that doesn't stay forever. Okay.
Concentrate.
Is it just those guys that do that? Okay, right. They're going to cause a problem down here, aren't they? Fuck. Try and get him to die here as much as possible, yeah.
Deploying.
Take
Don't. I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Oh, bro's going to need some help over there, isn't he?
There you are.
Bro, definitely going to need a little bit of help over there.
Deploying.
Drone will have to do for now. Alright, let's speed this up a little bit. This one shouldn't be too bad, right?
Order acknowledged. Eyes blind by hatred.
Deploying.
Oh, shit. Oh, she's about to get murked. Fuck. I think we would have been good with I think we would have been good with Reed, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Here I am.
I know what nothing can mask the scent of this.
Koroboshi.
Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're good,
All
we're good,
around
we're good.
you. Where do you think he's running?
Yeah, we're good.
I know what better watch your step. Support incoming.
Okay, interesting.
Enough.
Right.
Time
So,
to end.
where the die could potentially cause us some problems. Several hours later. Ralph. Where's Ralph gone? Oh, heaven's sake. Everything's a mess. How can he still be running about? Miss Molly. Ralph said grown-ups keep mentioning artillery, but he's never seen it for himself. Of all the... Can't have gone out in the street. They've started firing out there already. The bolts and the shells flying all over. I'll go and find him. Lady Golding. It's far too dangerous. Ralph. Come here now. Lady Golding. Don't fear, good boy. I'm right here. Let's hurry back. It'll all be better then. It'll be alright. Fucking hell, Vass, get some sleep, man. It's far too long to not sleep. Being ill. Lady Golding, Ralph, you're back. Oh, wonderful. I'm sorry, Miss Molly. Oh, you scared me to death, Ralph. Are all the children here, then? Yes, ma'am. I've counted. About just now. A shell landed nearby. Whatever for? So who's exactly he's warring with who? It doesn't make sense. Everything was fine this morning. How could this have happened to Londinium so suddenly? Don't cry, Molly. No tears in front of the children. Yes, ma'am. Hold my hand tight. At least we're all together. We have the Defence Forces and the Steam Knights. They'll protect Londinium. They'll protect Victoria. The Steam Knights? I think I just saw them. Are they really tall ones in all black and... It was a shadow from a street lamp, wasn't it? Liar. It was definitely one of the Steam Knights. Tom the Cobbler always goes on about them. He says how they're a symbol of the Victorian grandness. High over the valleys and over the rivers, rumble ye rumble, tell us the sound. Shan't be thunder and shan't be gale, the grand knights of the grandest Victoria crowned. I knew that song when I was little too. My singing teacher said that every year on the King's birthday, everyone gathered in the square to catch a glimpse of all the Steam Knights in formation. Can Steam Knights really fly? Apparently, all they do is run very fast, faster than any lightning or storm. With all that steam they emit on top, they must look like they're stepping on clouds. This is pants. We don't even have a king now. I've never seen a parade once. Also, they told me their teacher once saw something even greater. It was the year Victoria had just defeated Gaul, and to celebrate the then King's birthday, dozens of Steam Knights all returned to Londinium together. Their suits were draped in flags of Victoria, and once they'd all marched down the steps of the Palace of Wesseltag, it was like one giant flag all at once. That sounds fucking badass. That just makes me think of a 40k. That does. That really makes me think of a 40k. And then everyone heard a howl, even clearer than thunder. A howl? Yes, a howl. The people who were there say it was Victoria's emblem, the symbol on our flag coming alive. Because ever since that day, Victoria had officially surmounted Gaul and become the grandest nation of all Terra's lands. I'm so sorry, Lady Golding. Your father was Gaulish, I forgot. You needn't apologise to me, Molly. You and I and Ralph and hundreds of thousands of children that grew up here all grew up as Londinians. Perhaps the same goes for the one in the suit of steam armour outside. Do you know a Steam Knight, Miss Golding? Charles Lynch. Oh, okay. He used to live in Otterig. Tom the Cobbler was an old friend of his, hence why he loves to tell tales of His Majesty and the Steam Knight so much. In fact, Lynch was the last Steam Knight His Majesty ever titled in his life, and the last Steam Knight titled up till now. The night drags on. For so long, the children hear every tale of the Steam Knights told in Londinium. The first light is just broken. The sound of artillery stopped sooner than they expected. Past the witching hour, the streets outside have more or less returned to silence. No words are needed as they all continue to stay huddled indoors. No one dares to rush to see the state out there. Near to every Londinier has been awake the whole night. The same question circles in everyone's minds come next morning. Will Londinium be different? The next day. Seems like everything's the same. Where have the Duke's men gone? I knew it. I knew the situation would come under control lickety split once the Steam Knight showed up. I just didn't think it'd be this fast. Molly, some way or another, we're going to need to buy essentials. We don't know what might happen next. You two, what are you doing out here? Mr. Adams. Excellent. For the children, knowledge is just as indispensable, especially under present circumstances. Mr. Adams, could you bring me those sets of plays from yesterday? And I'm afraid I'll need a few more too. These fairy tales along with those first steps into mathematics and physics there, and a copy of that whole medical guide. If you could parcel all that, please? Wait, what's that noise? From not far away. Sound uniform footsteps. They aren't like those of the Londinians I've heard at parades. These are heavier and more urgent. The Palace of Wesseleg, the Shard, Parliament Square. One flight after another in seamless succession through Utterig's almost desolate streets, through the centre of Londinium, Victoria's heart. As the footsteps press towards this most ordinary of streets, some of those ducked to the side of the street finally catch clear sight of the advancing army. Or better said, they see clearly the soldiers' appearances. The horns, each shape their own, all condensed into ominous black, not even rushing yawn of daylight casting a shine on them. Sarkaz? They're Sarkaz mercenaries. They're mercenaries, I assume they'll leave soon. And then Londinium will be back to the way it was, won't it? They don't know it yet, but in the years to come, many a thing will change completely. For one, the Sarkaz army won't ever leave Londinium. And for another, from that day forth, no one will ever see a steam armour in her streets again. Forever.
I think
Forever?
we did all right.
Is that Heidi? Okay. Let's go. One year ago, 10:97, 4:56 p.m. Overcast. Munitions Factory number 11, Hybrid District of Londinium. Oi, has the last batch of polymer prep come in yet? What do you mean it hasn't? It takes the piss. Who was in charge of the transporting those materials? It was the one in charge. What are you dithering for? It was Feist. Boy, he went out first thing this morning. Should have been back ages ago. Who went with him? Tommy, Pato and Day. Not the same workshop. Did they get on the same shift? They all get along like a house on fire. Keep mucking together all the time. Feist, their little ringleader. You've hit a snag from the sounds of it. Small potatoes, nothing more. Small potatoes? Catherine, you know that what day it is today, right? How could I forget? I've been fearing for my life I'll upset our officer if I sign and it looks foul. Looks like a foul scratch. I started practicing my signature 10 whole days ago. That's practice under your belt then. The general's stressing importance hard on the handover ceremony in 2 days. Reportedly, the Defence Force's head is showing too. Want a cig? Pass one here. They wanted the true Londinium effect. I mean, like, what a fag. What a fag. You know why it's all your factory's people have stuck around until now, don't you? We work very hard. That's a given. You do your work very well. We're alike in that regard. Work, get paid, scrape a living. Their employers know all too well the more exceptional a merc's work, the less he can be trusted. Standard fare. Old manager of this industrial park, Sir Humphrey, never trusted us either, before you dragged him away. Don't make trouble for me, Catherine. The mercenary's tone is placid, like he's the one asking Catherine if she wants to smoke, as she often does. This is his job. I think a few disobedient Londinian workers to hit him is almost the same as the screws she tightens on the daily. Catherine taps her cigarette into a bag. Kind of ash falling into the machinery. I've told you more times than I can count. If you want efficiency maintained, our factory can't afford one fewer worker. I admire you a fair bit, Catherine. Even a typical merc might not have the guts that you do. You've got the stuff. Thing is, it's possible to take anything too far. Londinium's got over 100 munitions factories just like yours. Even if this whole place was dead empty, Regent wouldn't care. Nothing will change. The ceremony will come the day after. We'll hand over everything promised and all our workers will be there. No need for you lot to worry about a thing. I'll take your word for it then. Of course. Not got a lighter? You're just holding your cig there. You hold on to it after all. Londinium smokes always have a sort of engine oil to them. Can't ever get over it. Catherine, what do we do? Off to the loading area. Likes a smoke then, does she? Pato, done there? Just his screw left. Sort it out. If this keeps up, they'll be waiting a whole week at least to get more polymer prep. Polymer up to our ears. It's just batch after batch coming in. The hell are the Sarkas building? I haven't seen Granny. Granny doesn't let me anywhere near the assembly line. Only her most trusted workmates get to climb up that walkway. What's... Is he related to Catherine then? Is he actually related to her? Yeah, it is. Okay. The longer this keeps up, the more it must be very important to the Sarkas. Got to be a weapon, right? We've been pumping out auto crossbows for the Sarkas the last few days in the workshop. Could only be. Still got so many ducal armies outside eyeing us. Be ghastly letting the Sarkas get away with this, I'll tell you. We've got to stop them, Pato. Can't be helping the Sarkas fend off our own. Think it'd be any use if we destroyed this batch of prep? Think we'd get sentenced? I'll step off if that's what it comes to. I'm not afraid of being taken in. Can't do that. Granny? Grab him. Pato, do it. Huh? On the fly, she grabs a small file and throws it. With a clang, the worker's spanner flies out of his hand and onto the ground. Ugh. Do you know what it is you're doing? I'm stopping the Sarkas. You're making a scene. I've got it all planned. I won't drag any of you in. I'll tell the Sarkas I did it, and then you'll die at the Sarkas' hands. You're making yourself out as a hero, aren't you? I'll try and flee. I've been planning this forever. You're using the crawler you modified. You're hiding on the cargo track and slipping out of Hybrid that way. So you knew. I've been living in this industrial park for over 50 years. Whatever silly business you try, won't slip by me. Granny, listen to me. I received some news. There's a rebel organisation active in Sudan right now. They've rescued a whole number of people from the Sarkas, and they've even taken back some plates. They call themselves the Londinium Citizen Self-Salvation Corps. We're going to meet them. Man, considering she's like, well, she said been in there 50 years. So how old is she? 60 plus. She looks good for her age. Are you now? And then, what? Are they lacking for smiths? Are you going to assemble and automate production pipelines for them? Maybe design the next generation of crawlers? You can't even put a single armament together. You're going to go up to the people at this Self-Salvation Corps and tell them you want to bash Sarkas' heads in with spanners? I'm learning. I know the stories you've told me, like how you got selected to build the steam armor when you were young, and I've heard you spending night after night polishing at the powder conduits. I don't get it. We're Londinian workers. You've been teaching me that since I was little. You told me how our factory built modern Victoria. But now, we're lowering our flag at a handover ceremony and raising the Sarkas ensign. And then, we're taking the assembly line we're so proud of and producing weapons for the Sarkas with it. And those weapons will end up pointing at Victorians. How can you bear life like this? Like what? Life like this is our life, and the life your parents have always been living. Look at this factory. Nobles with titles longer than their surnames, business tossers with lives built on trade, even the Sarkas. We've had people posing as its master come and go. But the assembly line's still there. The machines still haven't come to a halt. Each rivet that passed through our hands is still in the place it's meant to be. Whoever might be occupying that palace in the middle of Londinium, this city we built will still see tomorrow, and the day after that. I don't want a tomorrow like this. What kind of life is a life without freedom? It's being alive at most, that's it. If this factory, if Londinium isn't ours any longer, what's the point of everything we made for it? You know, Feist. 25 years ago, that night when the flames lit up the sky, your dad said much the same thing to me. Boss, the Sarkas are almost back. You're free to go wherever you want. From this moment on, you are forbidden from ever setting foot in the factory again, Feist. A worker who won't finish the job with his own hands isn't fit for the job. Anyone who wants to go with him, I won't stop you either. Just remember, you step out of this door and you are no longer one of us. Damn.
Arknights, are you
And HP drops to 50%. Attack speed and movement speed are greatly increased and becomes immune to most control effects. Oh shit. Okay. Fucking steam tank.
I'm listening.
Well, they take a bit of damage, don't they? Probably wasn't a good idea to run her there, if I'm honest. How long are they going to stay on the map?
Retreat at once.
Curious to see how long they're going to stay on the map. They're just going to do their thing for a while. Obviously, they're going to turn and come for us at some point, right? says most control right, not all. So would like... Would Orchid be useful at all?
You will obtain the result that you seek.
Try you.
Keep track of my position.
Is that Heidi
I'm
too?
ready to strike.
Is there anything you need me delivering?
Oh, then okay. Okay.
Don't.
What does she
keep me
do?
Waiting.
Is there anything you need me
Well, allow
delivering?
units in the range game +1 block and inspiration equal to 50% of Heidi's defense and 11% of Heidi's max HP. This unit trait effect is increased. Oh, okay. I'm curious where your boy's about to go. Is he going to go straight for the blue box? Or is he going to go round?
Don't keep nothing can mask the scent of despair.
Very well. Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
I got this. Focus elsewhere.
Monster! 座標についた。
Art thou mine worthy enemy, or art thou not but a jester?
No one knows. Follow me into the shadows.
Okay. I'm gonna have to start dealing with these, you know, because these are gonna cause me a problem otherwise.
They will cough up some useful information.
Fool, for what reason hast thou come?
I know what nothing can mask.
Oh, they do a bit of
the
fucking what's
scent
it,
of
don't they?
despair.
Shit.
すまない。力を入れすぎた。
Oh, fuck. Oh, I fucked up. Okay, we're alright for a little bit though, right?
The girl, expelled from the city, still returns to rescue
The
it.
BB got murdered.
No need to panic.
No one knows. Meet me. Meet your
Okay.
death.
The fool
right,
flaunting
right,
his gallantry
right,
reaches
right.
none with his vanity.
We good? We good?
No need to cover up.
You okay?
Secret
Oh!
so public that everybody's in the game.
Oh shit then. Them dudes ain't fucking around.
Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
Alright, okay. Is the stream lagging? Oh, is it? I don't know. He ain't D1 only anymore. I know. The game's robbed me of that a few times, hasn't he? Easy. Yo, what's going on, Joshua? Let me just double check the stream. No, I think so. Just try refreshing. Try refreshing. Maybe YouTube. Maybe YouTube just being a bit funky. A bit funky. Several days later. Who's he skeezer then? Lieutenant Colonel Leto. Well, inventory check. This lot of factories has handed in its designated amount of material. Excellent. Miss Catherine, as you know, taking on Londinium's hundreds of factories and ensuring their smooth operation is by no means a simple feat. Thus, my only option is to personally see every handover completed. Some unpleasantries always come part and parcel, but this handover out to this final set of factories has been the smoothest. Is he, who is he then? I must thank you for your willing cooperation and for sparing me so much time. I just don't want to do anything that'd be of no avail. I admire attitude, Miss Catherine. But I'm afraid your heart of hearts doesn't agree with you. You mean, I hear a few days ago some workers fled your factory. Being the case, I'd like to take stock of personnel while I'm here and have a look at your factory's names. He's a bum. It was my grandson who ran. Catherine. Oh? Young guns tend to do without thinking. Very plain dealing of you, Miss Catherine, but frankness alone will not quell this matter. Sir, I can't guarantee you everyone under me is of one mind. I don't have that capacity. I can only guarantee this factory hands in its designated material quota. Could I ascertain, are you asking me to let him go? He's a single tyke. Every hair on his head is out of place. He's hardly going to affect this factory's operation. But you could. I've heard about your past deeds, Miss Catherine. No wonder you were chosen as a workers' representative, a woman of honour. I esteem you for it. But we always must nip these things at the bud, or are you able to guarantee me that your grandson won't become a traitor to us, such as be join that self-salvation corps that's all the vogue? I've no need to guarantee it, sir. Young ones always think they can do something, but it always turns out they don't know what it is they're facing. They'll nip themselves. I understand your sentiment. Indeed, issuing a single escape worker pales in comparison to the gravity of ensuring a dozen factories continue to stably operate. I can overlook this affair, Miss Catherine, but I do hope you're able to keep your promise. As long as I'm in charge of this factory, there'll never be a problem. Excellent. In that case, it's time we get on with the handover ceremony. Is he a fucking traitor, is he? Just out goddamn luck. I want to go to the factory too and watch the flag raising. Quit griping. You see from here anyway. Just tough it out. There's none of the gravitas here that you get watching on sight. Man, who the hell knew we'd actually take Victoria's capital? Dream of that in the past and you'd kick yourself. True enough. Still, next comes the hardest period. Dukes are all eyes on us. They were good for anything. They would have seized Londinium so handily. That was close. Lucky these mercs have no idea the plate is a gap you can get into here. Vice makes his way to the pipeline entrance. He's done his survey. Somewhere along this passage is a connection to Sudan. Now on the verge of setting foot inside it, he has doubts after all. He wasn't kidding, Pato. He's thought over every difficulty he might potentially face. Critically though, what he never said was that he didn't have a plan for every problem. Granny wasn't wrong, after all. He's just a smith. He has a head that passes for smart and relatively hard-working. These two things ensured he could muddle through life fine in Londinium's peaceful years. There's no telling if they'll save his life right under the Sarkaz's nose. Tommy was right. If only those massive hulking metal lads were still around. He's all grown up, and still he's never seen a steam night before. I want to see one. Bang, clang, bang! With the factory ceiling so high and the hatches so small, the view of the sky can't help but being minuscule from within. Its ever-clanging shades cast like a projection down into the factory. Never changing is the sound of the assembly line, one hunk of metal striking another. As well as the sight of old Granny standing at its side. Think it's dull, don't you? Hold on to your hammer and span it tight. If you really want to do something, you've got to persevere. You strike once and you get nothing more than a hunk of beaten metal. You strike again and again and you can make steam armor. You strike again and again and then your child and your children's children carry on striking. And we've got Londinium. Should he head back? Should he go in? He has no idea. What's that? From far away comes the sound of a Sarkaz bugle, and Feist follows that sound. Atop every factory in Londinium stands a flag. That flag stands for Victoria. Not once since this factory's founding has that ever changed. That as of today has changed. Sign here, Miss Catherine. Without hesitation, Catherine, upon the document that embodies transferal of the factory authority, signs a practice signature. And now, the final changing of the flag. Go. Yes, sir. Stay, Miss Catherine. Be what it may, you are currently witnessing history. Sir, can I light a smoke? By all means. Sir, just as you've heard of me, I've heard about you too. Oh? Gaul. Yes, my father was Gaulish loyalist. That's no secret. If you're querying me how I feel at this moment, Miss Catherine, an instant of joy that there was no blood shed throughout this procedure, but outside of that, my heart is filled with nothing but sorrow. Not far away, Sarkaz soldiers ferry over the flag that stands for them. Meanwhile, an additional 2 Sarkaz prepare to lower the current one. Catherine can see the happiness on their faces, and beyond them, resplendent sunset glow. Catherine knows it all signifies the dark isn't long away. Voice turns his head, and from this position, he just so happens to be able to see the factory's flagpole towering high. He stands there and watches as Victoria's flag descends foot by foot. A moment later, foot by foot, the flag of the Sarkaz rises, as if nothing's changed at all. He takes a deep breath and sets foot into the pipeline. That's a cool scene. Cool scene set in your head there. It's pitch dark within apprehensively. He sets off for the direction of Sodium, he recalls. All of Londinium's munitions factories have now completed the handover, and on this day, they have exchanged Victorian flags for those of the Sarkaz. They flutter in the breeze.
A satisfying
Damn.
battle. It brought palpitations even to my
We gotta save Victoria, lads. We gotta save it. Can't let these Sarkaz bastards do it. The year 1098. 1:03 PM. Overcast. Palace of Wesseleg, Londinium. Even before Londinium was a nomadic city, the Palace of Wesseleg stood here. Its name was originally Plain Wesseleg. The Draco royal family convened its ministers here in the palace and used their beloved gold and ruby to decorate the outer walls. Said decorations went up in flames during the Great Fire 300 years ago. Still, the building's skeleton remained, and it bore witness to the first Aslan King's coronation. Thereafter, Wesseleg formally became the Palace of Wesseleg to commemorate the age of peace and prosperity founded by the Draco and Aslan Kings in joint. 26 years ago, the last Aslan King was captured in the same place by Parliament standing forces. And now, it is no longer the building where the Victorian Parliament assembles. Sat at the conference table is but one person, not Draco nor Aslan, but Sarkaz. Spoken like a true Victorian. Yo, what's up, Leo? Still no sign of movement from the Duke of Gododin. Ever since the Viscount's life was attempted, our vicinity in the Demesne has been greatly restricted. Lavish salons held every night at the Duke of Normandy's residence, but the flow of raw steel is extremely suspect, and all intelligence personnel have turned up empty-handed. Any sound from Dublin is drowned out by the Duke of Wellington's high-speed battleships roaring. We've as of yet been unable to penetrate into the Iron Duke's duchy, but no other Duke would have been able to impede on the veteran without a doubt. The Marquis and Nicole have finally given up on the Duke of Stafford's inheritance. The Duke of Castor admitted envoys and the gifts of New Year's Eve. Activity from all Dukes has been growing increasingly frequent since last winter. It may be a sign that about to reach a conclusion. Preparations for Londinium remain at the same pace. Hold for a moment. Sorry? What? You're sure? Nathanian? So you say, yeah. Is it Lethanian or Lethanian? Lethanian? 3 days ago? This is too slow. Yes, it looks like they finally found results after their diplomatic peacemaking. New cipher's just been decoded. It's word from the front line. General, yes, I need to notify you ASAP. 3 days ago, the Empress's voice grandiloquently left the Duke of Windermere's Demesne. Man, these are a lot of words that I'm struggling with here. We didn't discover contact between the two sides in time. Just today, a fortress changed course and is sailing straight for Londinium, the one that's been nearest to us over the past 2 years. It's pushing directly from Nathaniel into Victorian border, nearing the ravine. It's the Cursed Arknights, Duke Windermere's army. Duke Windermere announces internationally. This is to avoid catastrophe. Silence once again hangs over the hall, but at this moment, with his eyes shut tight, Terra sees the thick fog outside of Londinium. Once it clears, the battle will come right on schedule. German words, right? Footsteps break through Theris' train of thought. He's forced to open his eyes. But Theris? It's you. Were you asleep? Perhaps. Victorian dukes are a cunning lot. They meticulously sift through every word of the intel that flows into Londinium, making the Sarkas lose their heads. The advantage isn't ours in this gamble, yet neither have we been at a disadvantage. The military commission's business is always endless, such is our history's fragility. Even a single comment on a piece of information awry could suffice to forever damn Kasdal. Even now as we stand in Londinium, things have hardly changed much. You're still as wary as ever. No, one thing has changed. You're here. Ah, yes I am. The breadth of possibilities has crossed my mind. If you were to take my head, perhaps you would make a much cleaner job of it than I. You would never think of it that way yourself. That was a hypothetical put forth by Manfred. I am always in need of some differing voices. What's on your mind now? A dream? Oh? I saw us still in Londinium, yet unarmed. Clouds enveloping this city, black stones growing everywhere, and the Sarkas there in the way between the catastrophe and the crowd. Once the disaster lifted, Londinium city gates were wide open to us, when the Victorians stood flanking the streets, cheering and welcoming us in. We entered this palace, and the one sat on the throne no longer feared the black stones that grew from us, and took our hands. He called the Sarkas friends. It sounds unfathomable. There was more. I saw Vampire, Nexera and Wendigo set foot together into reaches more northern than even Ursa's, casting fragments of strange monsters back onto the frigid sky. And I saw the Banshee and Damazti venture to parts more southern than even Iberia. Walls against the ocean descent within the boundless water. Countless Sarkas giving their lives for this land. And Aslan, Draco, Feline, Caprine, Liberi stood together with them. Stood together? Yes, the Sarkas were no longer the nomads excluded. The land embraced us, and we had roots anew. This dream was not mine. This scenario all originates from what you once described to me. The future the Sarkas could have. I remember. You told me then that my ideals were too distant, that it was not only your enemies who could never comprehend me, but neither could the Sarkas. A myriad years of grievance became our weapons, one and all, and imposed upon me. You also told me that the flames of war within the Sarkas would tear them apart before I led them to that future. It was more likely in all respects. Would you begrudge giving up any possibility, even if it may be but a nascent spark? You've always also said that this world once was only in the Sarkazes. That the ancients and elders... This world once was only the Sarkazes, that the ancients and elders wrested our homeland from the forebears' hands. Their souls in death still murmur the Sancta's betrayal. Now the royal court withers like autumn leaves. How our bloodline is lost in the hells of grief. How ridiculous the sinners are in forgetting history, and how Kasdal's ruins strew all across Terra. And then they cry out. The Sarkas have invaded our homeland. So better that the Sarkas believe in the flight. In the fight can herd our destinies together as one. Better than peace. This isn't fair. To rule is a method of coexistence too. Terra will perish by its own hand before it confronts those time-old questions. But our homeland would be more magnificent than the many of the seaborn. Our hex crafters would behold the northern menace at bay. Our knowledge, all-encompassing, would dispel Originium, end the catastrophes. Before all that, the Sarkas must reach an answer. You're right, they must. This is a conversation we've had countless times, but now you can hear their voices clearly. You can make real contact with their ancient souls, tendrils. So tell me, Teresa, did this myriad of years of all the Tika's souls that lived and breathed and passed from life to the other shore in death, did they ever receive a momentary respite? I've already failed, Theresis, because you're a move behind. Because at this moment, it is we that stand here. Here, Londinium. Tell me, Teresa, when you stand atop the shard and look at the city, what is it you see? That Victoria is a nation lush with ingenuity. Without a doubt, in a few short centuries, they built nomadic cities, withstood catastrophe, even attempted to control the storm. Not to mention those knights of white steam, the valiance of those steel suits of armour that ventured into Kazdal 200 years ago falls far short of that which I saw in the years to follow. Perhaps it's a fault of our unique blood for granting so many of us lives far too long. So long that in the intervals between one war and the next, we lift our heads only to realise that accepting the sarcasm, everyone is progressing on. No, it's nothing to do with the length of an individual's life. How long does sarcasm live for then? Hundreds of years or longer. Very long few. Oh, immortal like. Hundreds at the very least. If they're infected, they live much shorter lives. We don't really know. Okay. No, it's nothing to do with the length of an individual's life. I have the opportunity to progress, simply because in the past, they monopolised the freedom to choose between peace and war. Teresa, when I look at Londinium, I see the number of times this nation has gone wrong. The Victorians scorn how primitive the Sarkas are, yet in essence, they simply use the rules of the culture they founded to gild and greed the violence that runs in their deepest marrow. They tear at each other incessantly. Ultimately, everything they've made will be ruined by their own hands. That is why we could win this chance at freedom. Even if hope is still as remote, I won't give up on any possibility. Yes, in that regard, we've always been so alike. Oh man, my back needs a crack so much. Actually crazy. Bruh. Boys! The year is 1098. It's 1:34 PM and it's overcast. Residents of the Duke of Cumberland, Arteric District of Londinium. I'm here. Doctor, our messenger has just sent back some key intel. Main Sarkas forces are on their way back to the city right now. It's extremely likely this means they're about to wage war with the Duke's armies. But given the previous intel, even if they do return to Londinium, the Sarkas military won't be enough to directly contend with all the Dukes. With the Sarkas choosing to act now, they obviously believe they've grasped some key power that'll sway the situation for them. The Shard? That skyscraper the Sarkas occupied. We've learned there's weaponry concealed in the building. Yes, will it sway things? Weaponry, what? What is it? It will. Calvicia, have your people ever taken note of the storm above the Shard? Oh, those dark clouds seem highly unusual. According to the intel we've obtained, that's not a normal storm at all. That's a catastrophe the Shard is causing, even if it isn't entirely the same as true catastrophe. The Sarkas want to cause a catastrophe. They're still in Londinium themselves. What would they gain from destroying the city? What, so they can create an artificial one then, kind of thing like? Pixels not the throat goat, you know. They plan to weaponize the storm. What if they control where the catastrophe lands? We're not just conjecturing the Shard's purpose. This weapon, or this technology rather, is exactly Rhodes Island's chief objective in entering Londinium. Rhodes Island came for the cloud shrouding Londinium? Yes. It's not just a figure of speech. In the eventuality Theresis does activate the shard, he'll lead the flames of war and the storm together upon those he sees as the Sarkaz's enemies. No catastrophe messenger could predict a man-made catastrophe's course. No magic city could escape such a catastrophe's assault. Countless Sarkas and Victorians will die in that battle, and it will likely be even more tragic for those who survive. Most of them will become infected. Not to mention, the shard isn't on the border. It's in Londinium, the nation's very capital. Which means we can only pray the tech hits further bottlenecks. The Sarkas will use Victoria's power to destroy her. If we reach that stage, then everything the corps has done will be for naught. Even if we could rescue people from a catastrophe as Rhodes Island does, Londinium and their livelihood will be past at any point of return. Clavicia, Rhodes Island is greatly thankful to the Self-Salvation Corps. Without your help, we would have no good way into central Londinium. But neither I nor the Doctor will lie to you. No matter how Rhodes Island plans to approach the shard, the battles ahead will be brutal, each more brutal than the last. The shard in Terra is a super weapon, right? Me and Rose was gonna go there for a meal, man. I might stay away now, you know. End up getting infected. If we can't stop Theresis now within the few days, we'll be facing an all-out war, and the Dukes will march with the night to enter Londinium. The Corps chooses to wait for the Duke's armies. Amia, we can't do that. I'm the daughter of a textiles merchant. Most of the fighters, in fact, are just ordinary civilians. We have workers, farmers, craftsmen, traders, our backgrounds of tapestry, and millions together under one goal of driving the Sarkas out of Londinium as soon as possible. That's why the Corps won't place all its hope in the Dukes, otherwise we'd never have been able to take a stand ourselves. Our greatest fear, if it came to it, wouldn't even be the Sarkas controlling the shard. It'd be the Dukes dropping any shred of thought for the ramifications. So the Corps has no intent to suspend operations. Correct. On the contrary, in fact, with the war on the eve of breaking out, there are some things only the Self-Salvation Corps can do, here within Londinium. Such as gaining as much possible intel on the Sarkas supply lines. We think alike, Doctor. Should the Dukes wage war, the Sarkas will surely have preparations made to hold Londinium. Being a steel fortress, Londinium is self-sufficient to an extent. However, the Sarkas' actions within the city have long since outstripped that load. Still, unlike Londinium's previous masters, the Sarkas don't get a drop of evident support from any of Victorian's other cities. In comparison, while the Dukes do all act on their own liberties, they'll each have their own steady flow of supplies. Supply line. The Sarkas do have some kind of hidden supply line, definitely. Completing the shard has been a multi-year undertaking. The idea they're relying solely on Londinium's own production is practically impossible. It originates outside the city, and its terminus is in the Londinium munitions factory that builds weapons for the Sarkas. Right, if we can locate the supply, we'll be able to delay the birth of a super weapon. Commander Clavicia, cooperation is still our best choice. When's the Death Star coming then? We're gonna get Death Star? I'm afraid so, Doctor. We need more intel on the munitions factory. The Corps has a fighter who knows Hypergryph in and out. Doctor, you know him very well. Feist? Right, he's the most suited candidate for this mission. With some minor preparations, he'll lead everyone away from the Sarkas' watch. And for the munitions factory, we still need more concrete sources of info. What's my thoughts on Honkai Star Rail? Is this the Arknights? No, this is the original Arknights. Baited and so for a couple more weeks. What's my thoughts on Honkai Star Rail? I used to really like Star Rail. Like Bellabog, man, was fucking sick. I just, yeah, started to drift away from it personally, the direction the game was going in. Well, I really used to like Star Rail. I do, Leon. Big's got the hoodie power up. He's unstoppable first try. So the guns are covered now. Practice for his OnlyFans career. Ain't nobody want to watch me, bro. The Defense Forces Command HQ. It's a tower located at the border between Utterig and Highbury boroughs, and it controls the info network for the entirety of Londinium's defense systems. Given the supply line can penetrate Londinium, there must be records of it lying somewhere in the system. There's traitors in the defences, top brass, right? Their commander, Leto, threw himself to the Sarkas a few years back. It'd be pointless to try and win backing from a treasonist. If we plan to raid their command tower, we need some other way to seize the system privileges. Of course, method aside, there's the fact our troops desperately need new armaments. The Sarkas have placed their sights back on the city interior. Their supplies are stretched thin. Damn, man, Aladale is just like... You know? Brother. She fine? I'll think of some way to address supply needs. When it comes to keeping Londinium going day to day, there's still scarcely a Victorian trader who's fallen in line with the Sarkas. Aladale? However, in turn, there's a different matter that I need you all to help me with. Clevisia, Rose Island has brought Artorius' relic back to Londinium. Artorius? That's the surname of the Royal Draco's descendants took. Exactly. I've already checked with the Doctor and Amiens. It's the Artorius' key, without a doubt. And that key opens the way to the door of the Mausoleum of Kings, which means we can retrieve the Realm Blade, the Sigh of Kings. Its significance goes beyond what ordinary citizen would ever imagine. Trust me, please. It's not just some pretty piece of steel bestowed with symbolism. We say the shard is Londinium's great incomplete ambition. Then, the truth of the Victorian Realm Blade and the Mausoleum of Kings will be Londinium's real ace in the sleeve. The Victorian Realm Blade isn't just symbolic. Only a few nobles along with Victoria's royal family knew about it, and I happen to be a Cumberland. I believe you. The Mausoleum of Kings is practically a thing of myth to us, but if a royal key can open the door to it... Amiens, how exactly did Rhodes Island even get this key? Should I... I've not asked. We won't conceal the key's history, but it isn't Rhodes Island's. It bears tales upon tales that I was never a part of, and could never tell you. For Rhodes Island's time with it though, I can tell you a bit by bit if you're interested. Thank you, Amiens. I'm just floored, really. The legacy of Artorius, the truth of the shard. It's as if Rhodes Island really has been preparing for all these years now to be here in Londinium today. What are you saying, Amphorius is good? Man got really, literally thirsty. Yeah. Yeah, man, I'll say, for me, Belobog was like, I really enjoyed the Belobog arc, I did. I really did. Oh, excuse me. But I won't delve any further for now. I won't make anyone else either. It might be lose us an important ally. Phew, Amiens, Doctor, do you have anything else you want to tell me? There is one other thing, in fact. Clevisia, about my background. I'd like to have a chat with you. The flowers. Doctor, look at these flowers. Man, is she about to shoot me in the back of the head? Like, whenever I hear that now, I just think of The Walking Dead. You know, she's just like, look at the flowers. Just look at the flowers. You know? If you've seen, you've seen. If you know, you know. They're growing. It's amazing. A place like this, in the middle of Londinium, in a Sarkas-occupied city. The Sarkas not letting nobles go is a net plus. You're both quiet, right? Quite right. Doctor, Miss Amia. Despite it being slightly neglected these past years, the Duke of Cumberland's Manor is still Londinium's most iconic building. I've not much recollection of my home out in the Duchy. My childhood memories mostly tie back to here. Nobody would ever truly leave this place to rot, would they? Miss Aladale. The fact she went to lay everything bare to Miss Clevicia, while it turns out your crew were already wise to Her Highness's identity. I didn't expect that, I'll confess. Vina and I do get along really well. Well, well, that reply of yours surprises me even more. Rhodes Island knew who Her Highness was. You have been willing to treat her as Vina, leader of the Glasgow gang. Give Clevicia and Vina some more time. The core of their disagreements when it comes to nobles, you know, and Her Highness is going to have a lot to say. I'm sure you have questions for me too, mysterious little bunny. I'd like to jibber-jabber a little with that enigmatic Rhodes Island myself, before it's time to mingle with the merchants. Miss Aladale, is this residence truly secure? Rational question. The Sarkas naturally have their motive for not flushing out the nobles in central Londinium's... nobles in central. Londinium's a massive city. There's too much for them to mind. But we've paid a tremendous price to sit in the middle of a war unscathed, Miss Amia. Dignity, or what have you, is the least valuable part of it. Given the chance, I'll explain to Rhodes Island in detail, but the Sarkas' informants surveilling this manor are under our control, and for now, I ask you trust me. I haven't realised we've infiltrated them. They're wrong to believe Londinium city nobles lost their every weapon after being isolated. Their mistake. You still have some way to counter Sarkas surveillance? Provisionally? No. If Her Highness has decided to be forthright with the core, then it's not my place to be covering up either. For the sake of smooth partnership, I can explicitly guarantee you all that, even now, the Cumberland residence has people who can establish electricity contact. The Sarkas aren't fools. They're well versed in war. Indeed, but like I told you, Londinium's a massive city. They don't have enough people. They're all on their own, and that serves us opportunities. Correct. Seems I have satisfied you with my response. No, Miss Aladale, I just... Were your burdens too heavy? What? If there really is some way for Victoria to keep control of Londinium as it is now. No, I believe they can. But if they truly can, if they ultimately can, then what is it that they've been doing in practice all these years? That they've been having you do? Aladale's face clearly twists for an instant. That flash of emotion is immeasurably magnified in Amia's eyes. It's no simple resentment, nor wariness, nor panic. It's grief. A grief so familiar it hurts. I apologise, Miss Aladale. I know I've offended you. Clevicia was right. We don't need to pry into each other. It could very well strain our progress ahead. Instead, with this complex state of affairs. But if possible, please don't stifle yourself. We've seen the consequences of that time and again. Miss Aladale. I'm being too heavy-handed, aren't I? No. Rhodes Island just keeps on astonishing me. It seems I was judging you by your cover. I never did imagine you be this sort of leader. You must be at least a decade younger than me. But the look of in your eyes is a very real thing. So what, like... How old is she now then? Like what, 16, 17? So what's she pushing 30 then? Maybe 30. Not to mention... Well, you've seen right through me, considering you even cracked the secret of the shard ahead of Clevicia and I. And brought the Red Dragon's key with you. Honestly, if Her Highness hadn't vouched for you, might have just been even warier of Rhodes Island than the Sarkas. It's true. It's true. Londinium. No, the Sarkas to us have more significance still. That's why we're here. Well then, you're here. What are you fighting for? Her Highness gave me a simple synopsis of Rhodes Island. You seem to be all sorts of bound up with the Sarkas. But according to what I've heard, Rhodes Island has, and has always, worked for the sake of the infected. We do. Then, two of you must have plenty more going on in your heads right now. Leader and commander of Rhodes Island. As you say, there's a great deal of people and affairs in Londinium that we have inseparable ties to. 16, yeah, round about that, yeah. Aladale's so damn hot. Yeah, man, she's fine as fuck. It's time to kick Sunday in the shins. Yeah, man, it's like, she's pretty fine, actually. You see, this is what I say. Like, obviously, I'm here for goons, man. I'm here for the goons. You know what I mean? I am down with a bit of gooning. But to me, Aladale is like the perfect example of how to make a character that is like fine as fuck without that, right? You know what I mean? Great character design. I'm only speaking personally. And for the Doctor too, when I say that truth and the past may be enough impetus on their own at this point for us to act. But we've already been through so much. It's long stopped us from frivolously viewing these struggles and calamities or placing our individual feelings above the greater problem. That's why we're here to curb a war that would devastate the land and to dissipate the ground zero of Victoria's woes. To prevent the extinction of a race, to find the lifeline that by all rights we have the methods to seek. Help the infected, the workers, and even the Sarkas that have been desolated. We're here to help people, Miss Aladale. Every single person with life, every single person with the right to live. Only in the end that the majority can accept that the truths of the past have any significance. Amir finishes her speech with resolution. In Aladale's clear look of surprise, Amir can't help but seek her heart. A healthy, reasonable amount of gooning. She's spoken her most genuine, sincere mind of that, there is no doubt. The operators that work alongside her must surely be filled with the same staunch conviction. Dr. Calcit stands ever more alone, carrying the weight of ideals. So this ideal's origin, this strong flame of conviction that drives Rhodes Island to move in such colossal risk, to rush headlong into this political maelstrom, who lit it? And what if this answer of hers remains incapable of solving these pressing issues? Gee. Damn. I'm really liking chapter 11 so far. I'm really liking it. Oh, fuck. Drones. Aladale's guard forms an AoE barrier for allies. An AoE barrier? What's this? Are these bomb drones then?
Leave the long distance support.
Yo, what's up, Crystal? Hello, hello, hello. $10.98. 2:55 p.m. Overcast. Londinium. Lady Golding, at last you're back. Did I make it in time? Of course, we've rehearsed this play for well over a year, and this is the first time the children are performing the whole thing. We couldn't possibly start the show without you. I must find myself a good seat then. Children, are you ready? Ready. Let's begin then. Lights. Act 1, Scene 1. Good morning, sir. There is a look of concern on your face. Is something worrying you? The horn of victory has blown atop the walls for 3 days and nights. But why do I feel uneasy? Has our great general not returned triumphant? Praise his bravery and fearlessness. Bravery? Fearlessness? Perhaps. But did you not see the light in his eyes when we returned? When he gazed upon the crown? He was like a condor wing circling above a limping meat beast. Greed can send the most kind-hearted man straight to hell. And the masses will forever believe he reaped only what he had sown. Boo! You suck! These are our terms, Miss Aladale. You need certain goods transported into Londinium, and this is nothing like what we usually carry. Both the quality and the weight are highly unusual. Quantity, sorry. I shan't ask what it is you need transported and what you need them brought into the city, but you must know the risk we will carry for transporting them is immense. And I'm certain you know there are not many men out there who can do this for you. The Sarkas keep a close eye on all ports of entry. Should they learn of this under-the-table deal, not one of us will leave Londinium alive. Even if your background and the greed of your friends watching your back are enough to keep your lifestyle in central Londinium as is, I'm afraid they won't help with this affair. If you want this deal to go through, you must put something worth the risk on the table. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me, Mr. Bader. I will consider your proposal. Time waits for no one. You must make your decision soon. The asking price is high. We've discussed this situation. The Royal Mint is in Sarka's hands. News of this must have already spread throughout the entire country via the Magna bankers. Merchant smugglers are worried that the payment they earn will be worthless by this time next month. Naturally, they demand a method of payment that will keep its value in the long term. You intend to accept his terms? Mr. Bader was right. Time waits for no one. We have at most 5 more days to prepare. If we are to ambush the Defence Forces command tower, we need to bring more weapons into the city. But what they demand is very dear to you. But this is the position we are in, Clavisia. This is the position I am in. How would you figure what it means to me? I'm afraid... No, I can say this for sure. Your speculations are all wrong. Do you think of me simply as the magnificent Duke of Cumberland? Or is it something to do with that steam knight that was in the attic? You likely weren't even born yet, but I saw them hang Victoria's magnificent Lion King in the palace gardens with my own 2 eyes. My name is Cumberland, and everyone knows Cumberland was His Majesty's most faithful friend. Do you think the reason I stand here in front of you completely unarmed is because the bigwigs in Parliament had mercy on me? Even now, I still regularly attend Lieutenant Colonel Leto's cocktail parties. My words still carry weight there, and they still need me to soothe the masses. Of course, this is for our cause. It is also my own means. I understand your sacrifice. Without your protection, the Self-Salvation Corps could not have made it to this day. I'm not a girl anymore. That thing in the attic means nothing. It is a pile of scrap. I tell you it is, and yeah. Conversation's going on over your head, or you're looking at his thighs. How's she? Make the arrangements and have it brought down from the attic. You disagree with my decision? I dare not speak, miss. I demand it of you. Lady Aladale, no matter what you say, it's still House Cumberland steam armour. The blood of your ancestors, that most esteemed Duke's blood flows within that armour. It is an honour that Victoria bestowed upon House Cumberland, and it is a symbol of your house, ever on high. It can be destroyed in the flames of war. It can be given to another who is noble and unsullied. It can't be traded to a greedy merchant. You don't think Mr. Bader is worthy? An ancient set of armour, treated as a lowly collectible, and then traded away at a bargain price for just... How's she? You've been at my side all these years, ever since I was born. Excuse me. I'm joking. I'm dying. Your throat's just fucking gone super shit. Let me have a drink. I'm dying. This is zero coke, by the way. See, being justified because it means spoiled. What's spoiled by? What's spoiled me? I ain't noticed any spoilers yet. We've kept the long fallen House Cumberland alive. My house was built on nothing but a bunch of empty words. Glory, loyalty, nobility, or perhaps benevolence. But none of them hold any meaning today. It's you and I upon whom this house now stands. Drink some tea. I understand, miss. Have you gotten a letter from them today? Not yet. You know, the music of the past, as if it still rings loud in my head. This manor once hosted a king. Where is he now? My apologies, Your Highness. Call me Vina. Welcome, Vina. I've returned from patrolling within the fight with the fighters. You're still willing to go on missions with the fighters of the Self-Salvation Corps? Splendid. I want to do as much as I can. It's more than enough for the men to simply know you are here. I've heard from Clavisia. Ha, the attic is absolutely cluttered with rubbish. I've got to pull myself together and clean up a bit. Lots of dust there. I mustn't have Your Highness help me with such things. Aladale, I don't want you to sell the armour. Is that an edict from Your Highness? I have no right to issue one. You're the one who is responsible for the Self-Salvation Corps, not me. You know better than I what's right for the Corps, and I understand that the armour can buy us an opportunity. Please, give me some time. I will find a way. Vina, you needn't worry yourself over this. Is that an order from the Self-Salvation Corps? Outerig District Leader? Very well. If nothing even ever happened, perhaps. Never mind. It's all in the past. We should have to think back to that aura farming moment then. Lady Heidi. What is it? Do we have any news from Golding? Yes. She just sent us a message to the transmitter at the bookstore. It's been forwarded to your terminal. Good. Very good. She says she's safe. Everything at Outerig is proceeding according to plan. Please send a reply. The Doctor's squad has successfully slipped past the checkpoint and infiltrated Highbury, thanks to the mercenaries working within Rhodes Island. Working with, sorry. Not within. Catherine, there's a problem with the conveyor belt at loading area number 9. Let's have a look. There's a loose nut. Pato! I'm here. We're on shift today, and we're running a shorter and shorter on time. What are you doing? If we don't speed things up, Sarkas will smear your brains across this steel here. Sorry, Catherine. Now, hand me the spanner. Okay. Yeah. On your feet all of a sudden. You. Long time no see, Granny. I'm back. She did say never step foot back in there again. Pato. Catherine. See your team leader after work for a write-up. What? You let unauthorized personnel into the factory's most important landing zone. You're lucky you haven't been sacked. Granny, this isn't Pato's fault. It wasn't him who let me in. Good. Pato, bring Tommy and Day with you to get written up. I better not see a single one of you trying to wiggle out of this. You, and the strange carriage from God knows where next to you. Me? Come. Act 3, Scene 7. Sir, why is the palace so quiet? Palace? What palace? You are facing the outer walls of the palace. Move aside, big heap of metal. You're blocking the sunlight. I'm facing nothing but an empty house. I'm a steam knight. I purge all evil and injustice. Young man, it's over. No, it is not, nor shall it ever be. So long as we still know what is right and what is wrong, as long as we never hesitate to make the right decision, it shall never be over. I made my way here precisely for that reason. I invite all men to join me. Even you have yet to relax your tightly clenched fist, am I right? Amia, our cover's blown. How many hostiles? Recon operators report 4 mercenary patrol teams heading in our direction. We have to pass through the district to reach the Defence Force Command Terra. And we've only just made it inside. The Sarkas forces are way too quick to react. We're being ambushed. How is the backup route looking? The mercenaries have been lured to the frontier? No, it won't work. There's another squad coming up fast. The Self-Salvation Corps just spotted them. What did they say? They had a run-in with this squad and they evacuated from Sudan. They say these Sarkas fight, well, they're inhuman. The vampires, men. Notify all units. The operation has been cancelled. Prepare to pull out immediately. There's no time. Vampire fighters are moving way too fast. Self-Salvation Corps has engaged them. Change of plans. We're raiding the Self-Salvation Corps. Where's the quarters? What quarters? Don't play dumb with me. She's been with you lot the last couple of days. I've no idea what you're talking about. I'm not talking. Not even if you kill me. Another stubborn bunch. What's this? Bugs? Bloody. Hang in there, friend. Back in formation. Don't let the bugs on the ground separate you. Defender operators. Cover our allies. Retreat. Rhodes Island had the Self-Salvation Corps came to get here together. And so we will leave together. Equivalent exchange. Okay. Seed of Withering. Aerial unit self-destructs when near an operator. Fuck.
Picked out your bait yet?
Let's see.
The wind is blowing in the right direction.
How long's bro gonna hang about over there then? What's this? After deployment, gives the target and surrounding friendly units a barrier that can absorb but 1000 damage. I guess we want to do that when this is about to blow up then, yeah?
Don't keep me. I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Awaiting your order. This is the shot.
They will cough up some useful information.
Okay, she was able to absorb that though. She took it. She took it like a champ.
I know what to do.
Not
Don't
exactly
let her rebel
optimal.
match your step.
Oh shit, there's a lot of them.
Awaiting your order. Feel the wind.
Acknowledged. Fool.
Okay.
Concentrate.
Might be a bad spot, actually, that might be. Might be a bad spot, boys.
Awaiting your order. Critical hit.
Critical hit!
Don't you better watch your step.
Art thou mine worthy enemy, or art thou not but a jester?
No one.
No need to panic.
Okay. Alright, I need to switch this up a sec.
No one knows my name. No one right behind you.
Oosh. Oosh. It's alright, it's alright, we're right, we're right, we're right. Halfway there. Halfway there, boys. We're halfway there, boys.
Perfect chance.
Who takes joy in the fall?
Oh shit, that actually... Oh shit. Oh, I was a bit too late with that, yeah. Oh, oh, okay. I gotta figure out how to wear that probably one is.
Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
We're all good, we're all good. Oh, PP's cooking down there. Bro's built for this. Bro was built for this shit. Yeah, LPP was built for this.
Fool. For what reason?
Right behind you.
Doctor?
Art thou mine worthy enemy?
Alright,
Or art
nice.
thou not?
Nice. Nice. Cheeks clapped and spread. We have a signal, Amia. Good. Casters, hold the shield with me. Everyone else, get to the corner. Sarkas casters raise their staves together. Monsters made of blood rush up from the underground. The entire street opens its gaping maw beneath the soldiers. Ugh. Sound like having a poo. There's too many of them. Black lines cut through the flesh of the monsters, but even more rise again from the fallen, gnawing away at their hearts, forming a defensive barrier. The fighters run for their lives, but the stench from the predator's jaws is never far behind. Fina, they make it into another alley and find themselves face to face with an aura. Finally, sorry. Why don't I read that as Fina? Finally, I'm illiterate. Finally, they make it into another alley and find themselves face to face with an aura that is potent, pure, and fearsome. Bro's constipated. Stop. Fuck. The bloody tide stops in its tracks. It was though they ran into an invisible wall when they rounded the corner. The maggot-shaped arts creations smashed themselves into pieces, leaving bloody trails on the ground. Empty street is completely silent. Casualties? We're fine. We got it quick enough. I hope we've delayed the Sarkas, made things safer for Aladal and Siege. Thanks, everyone, especially our Self-Salvation Corps friends. Thank you for being willing to take the risk with us. Commander Clavisia calls Rose Island our most important ally. We're always ready to do what we have to do. Plus, if this Rose Island operator here hadn't helped us, a vampire would have done us all in a long time ago. Fiend of Big Street, Fiend of Victoria, right? What's up, Ken? That's all PP for you. We're glad you're on the team. He gains massive HP regen as well. What's going on, Word Tangle? Imagine saying stop and it stops. No need to thank me. Oh, is this your boy? I've seen too much meaningless killing in Londinium. I must stop my compatriots who have gone too far. Was that a canon moment as well for our squad? Sorry, Doctor. Are we not welcome? I had a little fight with Granny when I skipped out to the factory last year. You know, considering we just used, bro. Little canon play. I knew he was going to appear. That's why he was in the squad. That's exactly why. A dozen big bruising workers surround you. Their eyes are filled with suspicion. You glance at the drills and spanners in their hands. Then at Feist, dressed like the workers but here on his own. Are you sure they're not hostiles? I guess Granny is still sore at me. I've got no reason to be sore at a dead man. I didn't even know my only grandson was still alive till a minute ago. I wanted to send a message, but it was too risky. The Sarkas monitor all communications in Highbury. I can't let the Sarkas tie you to the Self-Salvation Corps. So you join that band of crackpots. The Londinium Citizen Self-Salvation Corps. We did a lot in the Sudan, Granny. The Sarkas control the media, and they call us an unnamed violent gang. You're the ones who blew up the wall. It was the Your grandson fought bravely in the battle. Thanks, Doctor. I didn't know you had such high regard for my rope work. So you're here to blow up the armory? Of course not. What did you say to your Self-Salvation Corps friends? We're making weapons for the Sarkas to use against Victorians? No, Granny. What I told them was, my granny stands up to protect their livelihoods. I know you think I'm a brat with little more than a couple of silly tricks, but I didn't come back to drag the workers into this, and I'm not here to try to convince you either. I have my goals, of course, and it'd be brilliant if you were able to help me, but first, I just wanted to see that you're safe. Come here and let me have a look at you. Granny, you've put on a few inches, brat. Yeah, I grew a little bit. I'll have the goods soon. A suit of steam armor. How many men would kill to get one like it? The nobles of Lothian love to flaunt such storied antiques. Oh, and do be sure to ask those Colombian firms as well. They might well be interested even if the tech is centuries old. Getting it out will be no trouble at all. What business do you think I'm running in Londinium these days? The Sarkars are a gang of raving psychopaths, and they alone can't rule Londinium. I have friends in the defence forces. They'll take care of it for me. I've heard it has a few external blemishes. However, I do hope that won't hurt the price. Why not cancel the deal if you're so worried about the price? Who's there? Don't worry. You just happen to be travelling the same way. Get this intruder out of here. Say, where are my bodyguards? I've asked them to take a short nap. You can go and wait them once we've finished our chat. All of them? Against just one of you? One? Oh my, no. Look behind you. It's a Glasgow gang! You. This is Londinium. I got friends in high places. Oh? Where are they? Do tell. Better get on famously. Don't do anything rash now. Play nice with us and nobody has to get beat. Whatever Siege says, you do. Otherwise, my claws won't be aimed at the wall next time. Alright, I understand. Seriously? You've really got into it there? I learned it from you lot. Now then, let him go. You can open your eyes and put your hands down now, Mr. Bader. We're not going to hurt you. At least not yet. What do you want? My terms are clear. Cancel the deal for the Cumberland steam armor. And you'll let me go if I agree? Yes? But I'll make sure you keep your side of the bargain. Show Mr. Bader our map, Morgan. With pleasure. You ain't getting paid. You're doing the fucking job now, mate, alright? Or we're gonna fucking cut you open. We're gonna gut ya. The marks on the map. Those are my warehouses. How do you know about them? You don't pay much attention when you're out and about. You shadow me. Correct? Sarkars cannot be bribed. They learn that you've smuggled so much contraband into Londinium through your connections. How helpful do you think your friend will be? Will he be in any position to protect you? You're considering tipping off the Sarkars? That may well get us all killed. They won't have to know anything if you continue to work with us. Do I have a choice? I understand your circumstances, and I appreciate the opportunity to work with you. You'll be compensated fairly. Wait a second. What is your relationship to Aladale Cumberland? Are you her attendant? Can't imagine House Cumberland is in any position to hire one. Watch your mouth. The Cumberland serves Vina, not the other way round. She's the daughter of a duke. You don't mean... No, I'm nobody. Lady Cumberland and I are comrades, along with thousands upon thousands of Londinians who long for peace. I do hope you are one of them, Mr. Bader. Yo, what's up, Dr. B? It's like you're a natural for British accent, yeah? All those loyal to this land, stand with me. The final battle against evil lies before us. Children, do you live here? Hide not in the corners and shadows, even if you cannot hold a sword. There is more to being a warrior than simply holding a sword. Open your eyes, watch, listen, think. Tell me what is right, what is wrong, and what kind of life you wish to live. I march onwards with you as my witnesses. Brilliant. Look how good Ralph is, Lady Golding. How much he's grown. Did you think he was a mischievous little beastling just 4 years ago? Beastling, you know. Yes, I'm delighted. A handkerchief, Molly. Handkerchief? Oh yes. I can't sign my clothes with tears in front of the children. Oh, but I just can't stop crying to think that Ralph and the other kids will be leaving school so soon. It's time for them to have a rest. And us too. Yes, the final scene. That's the best part. Who's clapping? You didn't invite anyone to the rehearsal today, did you? The teachers cast their glances toward the back of the classroom. A man in military attire clapped slowly by the door. Oh, it's him. What a splendid performance. Lieutenant Colonel Leto? I didn't think the commander of the defence forces would grace his classroom with his presence. Good afternoon, ladies. Also.
我がこぼした呪文はいずれも意味があり、言葉の一字一句に無駄などない。
Yeah, man, yo, I'm loving chapter 7 so far. I mean, 11 so far. It's fire. It's fire. Obviously, I'm biased, you know. I got my biases, but, yeah, really, really enjoying it. Fire. Fire.
Here you are.
So far, stage-wise, we haven't really seen anything. We're still early on, right? I feel like this mechanic can be a bitch at some point, but old PP's just built for it, innit? Oh, fuck. I think I might take that back. Might take that back, chat. This might be a problem. Might be a problem. But yo, guys, I'm gonna have to call it there because I have to go get Rosie from work. But I do appreciate you all hanging out today. Once again, quick plug. If you haven't already, guys, check out my video that I uploaded earlier. It's much appreciated. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Go show it some love. Because the videos got massacred over the weekend by YouTube breaking. So, very much appreciated. I will be back tomorrow. Remember, there's going to be no stream Wednesday, guys, because of Rosie going in for surgery. I'll be back Friday for definite. Maybe Thursday. Remember as well, we're going to do Where the Winds Meet when that launches, but that might end up being Saturday for me in the UK. So it'll probably be early hours of the morning when it launches. And we're obviously going to be doing Tragodia and stuff, but I think that will fall on Friday for me, won't it? Because it'll be like 6 PM Thursday, I believe, right? I think. But appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for coming and hanging out, man. I'll see you all in tomorrow. I might be back tonight if I decide to stream again. I'll see how things go. But I'll definitely see you tomorrow now, guys. All right, love your faces. Catch you later. Ditto.